Welcome to Minnesota. Podcast, we talk about us arriving here, our trip, what we're going to be doing in the next week or so. And we asked,
crack him if you got him, son!
Let's go. How about them Cowboys?
Crack him if you got him.
Yeah! Let's go, baby! Please hit him. Somebody punch him, please.
Hey, you want one of these? Coors?
You got a yellow belly, you knew exactly what
I know, you were looking me up and down. I knew what you wanted. You want a banquet?
Yes.
Crack him if you got him!
Jerry! Pick us up, Jerry! We're not worthy!
Cowboys CanFan.
Cowboys CanFan.
Like Canadian fan, CanFan.
Oh.
Cowboys CanFan.
Love Canada.
Yeah.
I'll look you up.
Awesome, thanks, brother. Take care, man. And look, that's how you get subscribers. And nowadays, it's a dog-eat-dog world. It's a dog-eat-dog world. We got to go on the street to get subscribers now.
I'll be like, there'll be a guy at the grocery store and I'll hear him say something about Facebook. I'm like, oh, you do Facebook? You ever heard of CanFan? At Cowboys CanFan. Have you ever checked us out at Cowboys CanFan on any major platform? Because we're on all of them.
Dude, go to tiktok.com/@CowboysCanFan.
We have a channel, yeah.
What's your channel?
Cowboys CanFan.
I'm gonna watch that. I'm
Cowboys
from Puerto Rico.
CanFan. We're from Canada, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it's CanFan on his shirt there.
I'm gonna watch that when I go.
Yeah, do it. You guys will be on our YouTube.
Can I come all the way from Puerto Rico?
Puerto Rico? Hell yeah.
See, that's
Son of a bitch.
Let's go. We're gonna be cracking them if we got them, baby. Let's go. Not often are you gonna have the Vegas Strip shut down like this, so we're gonna take advantage of it. And we're gonna shotgun one for you, son. Crack them if you got them, son. Woo! Crack them if you got them, son.
Yeah, Raleigh, come on.
I've never met a real Eagles fan in real life. I'm from Canada. This is my first time out of my country. Well, hey, I don't say this often, but go f yourself.
Only an Eagles fan would have to promote a Giants or a different club's signage to try to get friends.
Crack him if you got him, son.
Crack him if you got him.
Hey, he hasn't heard though. Do you know who's winning the Super Bowl next year? The Cowboys.
The fucking Cowboys.
Got him!
9 a.m. out in Thailand, and Zion Johnson just got picked by the Chargers, which kind of sucks because I was really hoping that the Cowboys would.
TJ Watt, that taking Taco Charlton over TJ Watt is probably one of the worst. What are you doing over there?
I'm stretching my neck, bro.
I love it because it is literally.
I actually thought you were falling asleep, man.
Hey, Paul, it is 2:30 here. It's 2:30 p.m.
Yeah.
2:30 p.m. No,
We've been drinking since 9 o'clock this morning. It is currently 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
It's a long haul.
And
I kind of low-key hate the 10 a.m. games.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely.
for sure, on a scale of 1 to 10, if you're getting turned up on a Turpentine 10 a.m. game, guess what? You're getting drunk. Yeah. Hot dogs.
Cute guys, real cute.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep.
Crack them if you got it.
Yeah! Cowboys! Cowboys! I'll scream enough for all of us, don't worry.
Crack 'em if you got it.
Oh! First thing I gotta do when I get in is eat something. We got him, baby. Woo! Just sprayed the fuck out of him with that. Oh, there was nothing left.
Oh, oh, he got him. This is a private moment for us, but hey, we did it.
Worth it.
We made it.
Yeah, blast so far.
Every day.
Hey, talk to me at the end of the game. If we get our fucking asses spanked like last week, I will cry in public. No, I have faith. We're not fucking losing today.
At least we had one side of the ball playing.
Crack them if you got them.
Let's go, Cowboys!
Crack them if you got 'em.
Can I talk on it?
Hey, I've seen this face before. Last night outside Target.
Crack 'em if you got 'em. In fairness, we had eaten 3 briskets and 1 fucking rib. If there's one thing that our military families have taught us, it's no man is left behind. How about them Cowboys? Let's fucking go. Who do we got? Tyler Smith.
I was just trying to help you out and not. Oh, okay, good.
Fuck you, dickhead.
It's never nice. It's never nice. Let him pass it to Nat.
It's voluntary. You need to acknowledge that. That shit is so gross.
It's so bad it stains the bottom of the.
Let's go, bro.
Oh man, that is fucking nasty.
Oh.
Wow.
Age.
Oh.
Age, you're gonna make me puke. Just watching him do that almost made me puke.
Well, I was close to 18. On the wrong thing, though.
Hey, you guys want to give me some
Off the grid. So
It's like
just
a.
do
It's
you,
like
do
a.
you.
I say our podcast is like a good Quentin Tarantino movie. You don't know where we're going, but by the end of the cast, you're like.
Oh, crack them if you got them.
Crack 'em if you got 'em, son.
You should have just seen the look Adam gave you.
Me?
Yeah.
What did I do?
He said he wanted to play that soundbite and then go into the song.
Well, I don't.
Hey, you know what? There's always next week,
Play it
baby.
Hey, crack 'em if you got 'em. Hey, crack 'em if you got 'em.
Crack them if you got them.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
do it.
Get it. Get it.
Crack
Crack
it.
them if you got it. Well, Ad, let's hear that sound, that beautiful
Play
soundbite.
it.
Oh, you didn't know?
Woo!
Your ass better call somebody.
Who is that, by the way?
That's the Road Dogg, Jesse James,
Jesse
and
James.
The Road Dogg,
the badass Billy
Billy
Gunn.
Gunn.
The New Age Outlaws. And then we were going to roll into our entrance music.
That's
and it was
okay.
We're going to
There's-
come
you know
into
what?
the main event hot.
Next week, we got that next week. We always have next week. Aaron Rodgers doesn't.
Oh, Anthony!
Did I say
Anthony!
it? Did I say it?
It's Jets versus Cowboys week. You can say all that type of stuff
Before,
right now.
we have a ton of shit to get into. This is the Cowboys CanFan podcast with the Bandwagon Boys and your host, Anth Bess. We will jump into the Aaron Rodgers news. And I will just say this before we get into anything. I'm kind of sad, guys, about it because I wanted to play against Aaron Rodgers, but we'll get into that. How are you guys doing on this fine West Coast Wednesday evening? We like to call the main event.
This loser?
Oh, I see how it's gonna be. We're gonna have a little. Is there some animosity here?
Ad can play his sound bites tonight, so he's just going to be full sound bites.
Oh, I know, because he's got to get it in. He's got to get it in.
For the first little bit, I will be.
I just say this. I I took some time to actually go back and watch the highlights of the game. Couldn't watch the full game. But I was thoroughly impressed just with everything. I know the offense seemed underwhelming, but again, we kind of touched on that where in our Sunday service post-game recap, which you can check out everywhere on all the podcast networks and on this YouTube channel as well. But there was just not any necessary. There was nothing necessary to like go deep. But when they did make plays, there was this one great one of the Tony Pollard touchdowns that he had where he was like, I think it was 2nd and 2, very close. And they just showed the blocking up front for him. And it was just like really magical. And
Lepke was out there slanging and banging.
Yeah.
Zach Martin was leading the charge. Yeah, I know what you mean. It's nice to see you beat up a team on the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and even though there was just no large moments, so I'm feeling good. And from that, I'm heading, and you know, all respect to Aaron Rodgers and his career. And I know what you're saying. I would love to have seen them play him for the fact that we get to see the Jets at their full capacity, right?
Measuring stick game.
Stick game. But if it gives us closer to a dub,
as soon as you went down, I was in a group chat. I was like, I don't want him to be hurt for season. I just want him to be out for 2 weeks. But I'm that guy that's also like, I want to see him play. I don't want to see him play. I want the win. You know what I mean? But it's shitty for Aaron Rodgers. It's definitely shitty for Jets fans. Somehow they still pulled off that win on Monday Night Football, followed by their very dominant defense. But guys, I'm still feeling pretty damn good about that Giants victory, but we are on to Jets week.
Well, so here's the weird thing. I thought we were going to do like, hey, here's what we got loaded up for the show.
We can.
We can do that now.
All of a sudden, was that our 1 minute recap of last week that you two just went through?
I don't know. We can do. Hey, look at this. Look at this. We're free balling today. This is what I call my free ball dance.
That's only because you're in studio today.
I'm in studio today. I love it.
Look, we do come in. We'd come in with a random intro, but there is that hot news, and we're teasing it. We're giving a little cock tease. I want to know how you're feeling at.
Well, the Swain, I just wanted to also bring this up because all of a sudden you went from the talk about Aaron Rodgers into Jets week. Swain says A-Rod in new movie Gone in 60 Seconds Part 2.
Damn.
Never too soon for that. I'm feeling good. Last week, week 1, I always seem to kind of time one on a little bit more. I was pretty wasted by the end of the cast. I'm not going to lie to you guys.
You didn't seem it in the post game. You did not seem drunk. You kind of, to me, seemed like you kind of topped out at like third quarter.
Well, I'm the only one that seems drunk, even when I'm not drunk.
Like
or I say I'm not drunk.
Well, I for sure, when I was trying to remember, I had trouble shooting stuff and I couldn't troubleshoot. I literally, we finished the post game and I fell asleep and I woke up like almost late for work the next day. Wasn't like pukey or headache hungover, but my entire body was completely hungover.
You were week 1 hungover.
Listen, because everybody knows that the Bandwagon Boys are the champion of the world. And I don't have a People's Champ soundbite, but I'm going to get one. I just want to hit up chat first and foremost. What's up, y'all? We have a great group of CanFan maniacs already lighting our chat up. We got Bot G saying, crack him if you got him. I'm not yelling, just caps locking all my comments.
Who is that? Who is that?
So that Ant can see them. That is
Boots on the ground.
That is the best soundbite. I fucking love that soundbite.
We have Llama Gamer saying that Aaron injury looked nasty.
It did. Did you guys see the slow motion one? When you can see his fucking calf and tendon, Achilles just, what do they call it? Reverberation? Reverberation?
The funny thing about that, and we can discuss it more, is that was not the leg that everyone was watching. That was the other leg. He planted with his left leg, and then his right ankle got rolled. If you remember, I hope I'm remembering it right. But anyways, yeah, it was.
It's the leg that's like, it's his foot that's flat like this.
But the one ankle got rolled. It wasn't that ankle.
No, it's the one that's straight, and it's like his leg's like this, and his foot's like this, and it goes like this, and then his calf just. It looked disgusting.
Nothing a little ayahuasca trip can't fix.
The darkness can fix it.
The dark room.
Rolando Rodriguez says, Cowboys CanFan, what's up from South Texas? Cheers, Kraken. If you got him, where's that Deuce jersey? Go Cowboys, America's team.
Hey,
and
Rolando,
all the emojis.
Respect it. We're going to get on that. Thanks for the reminder. And it's coming. And guess what? When I put it on, I'm wearing just the Deuce jersey, nothing else.
Just so he can take a deuce. We got Kilo C. Every win gets us closer to a Super Bowl.
Hell yeah.
So it doesn't matter if Aaron's playing or he's not.
We bleed blue and silver around here, man.
And obviously, Jerry Jones. We want to make sure he sees another Super Bowl before he passes away. Yeah.
Shout out to Jerry Jones, yeah, because he be the owner.
We got crazy in the first couple minutes of the podcast with Soundbite Nation, okay?
What do we have on the docket
what do
tonight,
we have on
fellas?
the docket, AJ?
You know what we have on the docket. We're going to do a little game recap here, or not recap, sorry, a game preview. And we've already kind of touched on one of the biggest storylines, but we're going to break that down even more. A game preview of the Cowboys Jets. First, though, we're going to look at power rankings. Then the Jets preview. Then can fantasy football.
Power rankings, sorry, though. Power rankings, we better have moved the fuck up, son.
Oh, please. Probably some disrespect there we can talk about, though, I'm sure. And then finally, of course, we finish it up with our bold predictions and our score predictions.
I think I kind of got my bold prediction last week. I said my bold prediction was 34-0. I think the bold part of that is calling a shutout.
Yeah. No.
Well, here, let me just go back to.
It was a damn bold call, and the fact that they that 34-0 was bold, and then they did 40. I think you get it.
His heart said 34-0. His brain said 34-31.
Looks like I got to go with my heart. But then I changed that to my bold prediction. Were you taking screenshots last Wednesday too? Boosh, son.
But 34-0 was his bold.
That was my bold prediction.
Oh, what was the score? 40-0. Oh, yeah, right. It's 40-0. So guess what? You ain't got it, son. You ain't got it, son.
Yeah, it was even what they did was even bolder than what I called.
Even more bold.
This is back to like that.
You're not bold enough, bro.
This is almost back to the Minnesota game where in the pregame the guy does that prediction and it's like, nah, it's not going to happen.
He said 28-3, and I said they're going to score more than 3, and then they didn't. But hey, New York Jets reveal plan for Cowboys after Aaron Rodgers injury.
Hang on.
We're not going into that?
We're not going into that, but that's
my God, you had it up on the screen. I thought, okay, power rankings first.
Hey, let him hit you, okay?
Which power rankers? Power rankings?
NFL.com.
NFL, right?
Yeah.
Because there's a couple out there, and they're all different, but we stick with the tried and traditional, good and own power rankings here. So, do you remember what they were week 1?
6.
Okay, great.
I just said that, but I think they show it. I just said a number.
No, they will.
I think they were 6.
Let's see what do you predict based off of 6? Let's say. What
3.
Do you predict? 3? Okay.
I think they showed enough. The only team that I thought had a more dominant win was the San Francisco 4 or equivalent. So this is my reasoning for the fact that I think they should jump up from to 3 from 6. They're the only other team besides the San Francisco 49ers who also dominated the team. The team the Cowboys dominated were a playoff team from 2022. The KC lost. The Eagles didn't look that great. They just got away with a win against the New England Patriots. So they're definitely not moving up. They might still be at 2. KC might be at 2. Number one's probably San Fran.
Yeah.
Number 2 is probably KC or the Eagles. And then I think we should be 3 or 4 maybe. Sorry, 3. Sorry, I atomed it and did 2 again.
I'm not sure where Miami was, but Miami probably made a play moving up just because with how aggressive their offense was.
Will Smith loves Miami, by the way.
Miami. You know what?
I
think we have a good chance at being number 1.
I think the title said San Francisco 49ers at number 1.
Oh, well. So you're a cheater. Is that what you're saying?
It showed the title.
I mean, you can't get away from that.
Cheetah! Oh, come on. Cheetah!
Okay, let's check it out. Number 1, let's see who the top-ranked team, according to NFL.com, San Francisco 49ers, which they did look good. They looked pretty good. Brandon Ayuk had a very good game. Christian McCaffrey had a 65-yard run. They were clicking. All righty.
Then we got KC. How the hell did KC
So they were originally one. They just dropped them down one rank. Another loss, and they're going to start tumbling. They did get Chris Jones back. He did sign a 1-year deal. They should improve. They probably should have beat the Lions, but they didn't. So they fell down from 1 to 2.
Just take a second and say, what up, Chris Haynes?
Chris Haynes.
Chris Haynes in the house.
Okay.
I can't scroll on this fucking page for some reason.
What bullshit is this? The Eagles are number 3?
I know, I can't scroll on the page. Sorry, guys. That's why it's a little junky. There
It's
we go.
okay. So the Eagles 3, I mean, I don't disagree with... Okay, I saw the Cowboys.
I know, I didn't want... I'm trying to not fucking... You know what? This is what we deal with when
This
we
is
don't
what we
write
deal with.
these articles. Okay, so...
Philadelphia Eagles, number 3 ranked team by NFL.com. I don't disagree with it. I think people believe in the Eagles more than I do, though. And the Dallas Cowboys up 2 spots from number 6 to number 4. And NFL.com is saying the Cowboys had a pedestrian night offensively. 2 of their 5 touchdowns came via the defense special teams and utterly dominated the Giants in MetLife Stadium. Even we, true believers, could not have imagined a defensive performance like that. Rainy conditions or not, it took Dan Quinn's unit about 5 plays to settle in and then completely dismantle the Giants' offense in a performance that won't quiet the Super Bowl talk in Dallas. The one interesting offensive wrinkle for the boys, a package of plays for Kevontae Turpin. After logging a grand total of 4 offensive touches in 22, he had 5 on Sunday night, and they were pretty effective too. Who said Mike McCarthy isn't a clever play caller?
Ooh, they like Mike.
Big Mike.
I'm in the bot G camp, as he says, F that list. San Fran didn't drop 40 in a shutout, baby.
Boots on the ground.
I know. I don't hate 4 though. To be honest, I wouldn't have argued with 3, 2, or 1. And who cares? Let's stack it up. This is the thing. Everyone's watching the Cowboys this weekend, hoping that they have a Bills-like game against the Jets. They're waiting for the wheels to come off. They're waiting for the Jets to put up with Zach Wilson X amount of points on this defense that we think is Super Bowl ready. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I'm fine with 4, and I'm just ready to see us climb to 1.
And right after that is those Miami Dolphins. I'll just give a quick run out of the 10 here. Dolphins, then we got the Lions. Detroit Lions up 5. Up 5 spots.
I like that.
Respect.
Then we got the Jacksonville Jaguars. This is a different top 10 list.
I like it. I do like it. Jags did look good. Bills, boo,
down 5. And that's generous.
Josh Allen, fuck that guy. This is my thing while we're on it. And I hate to be this guy, this Cowboys fan, to just keep saying it and saying it and saying it. If that was Dak Prescott, who had the game that Josh Allen had on Monday Night Football, to lose a 22-16 game with 3 interceptions and 1 fumble, that would have been the top story on everything for days up until the next game.
Oh yeah, people would have said, should we be playing Cooper Rush?
Trey Lance, everyone would be getting called for.
When does Trey Lance get a shot?
Oh, for sure. And then Josh Allen, after the game, I was watching Sports Center, and they didn't even bring up how shitty he had played until like 30 minutes into the show. So I just hate how the narrative for Dak Prescott and his turnovers is such a big thing when this guy has led the league in the last 5 years.
David Lawrence in the chat says the Giants won. Jeez.
Adam, come on. You're the people's fucking champion.
I know, but I have to look at your fucking pea-colored screen.
What was the guy's name in chat that you're reading?
David?
Yeah, David.
Was he joking?
No. David Lawrence in the chat says the Giants won a playoff game. We beat them badly. San Fran beat the Steelers, who missed the playoffs.
Exactly. And that's what I mean. So we beat a playoff team from playoffs from last year, and the San Francisco 49ers, I mean, they did beat up a team too, but not a team that was in the postseason.
And rounding up the 10 here are the Jets at 9, who moved up 1 spot, and the Baltimore Ravens, who dropped 3.
Okay.
But this is perfect. We got the ranked number 9 New York Jets, who, arguably moving up 1 while losing your starting quarterback. That's a feat.
Yeah, that defense is legit, man.
That defense is scary. I mean, do we get into the Cowboys versus Jets preview?
Why don't we? That's a perfect segue.
I want to start. I know I pulled this up and I want to get to that too, but I'm going to pull up the injury report just so we can get a baseline for what we're looking at.
Yep.
And then move into this, okay?
Base it up.
Obviously, biggest injury of the week. Aaron Rodgers goes down with a season-ending Achilles injury. Disgusting replay videos that we saw of a rubber band basically being snapped in the back of his, and all power to that 39-year-old who stood up and tried to play another down before
he did
realizing, this is not attached.
He tried to, and then he was like, this does not feel right. I always feel like it's with Achilles stuff. I always think of the movie Hostel when the guy gets his Achilles cut in it, or I think of Brad Pitt playing Achilles when he gets the arrow through it.
I think of Pet Cemetery.
Yeah, Pet Cemetery is a bad one. That's the worst. I think that'd be the worst place to get attacked in a horror movie is your Achilles. Just seems like it'd be awful and hurt very bad, and then you're pretty much fucked. You can't run. Good thing Aaron Rodgers wasn't in a horror movie.
Fucking kill me.
I can't find. Just keep chatting, boys. Because I'm trying to find. I'm trying to find the report where we can see both.
Okay, well, you're trying to find it. I'll ask you. Do you think Aaron Rodgers? I mean, obviously, it's a Cowboys podcast, the best, most exciting Cowboys fan podcast in the world because it's the only one. But do you think Aaron Rodgers comes back and plays for the Jets next year?
Yes, I think that, and I feel like I saw a quote with Robert Saleh saying that he can't see Aaron going out like that. I mean, everyone's going to tell him to pack it up, but the fact of the matter is he believes he has a few years left in him. And when you look at the injury, it's not like it could have happened to anybody. Obviously, his age is a massive factor, but possibly with something like this, and you saw that message going out to the league saying that they're wanting to change all artificial turf to grass. Heck of a lot cheaper to change all of your fields than paying $70 million guarantee. I would love to look at the stat. How many players have gone down with an injury, and how much guaranteed money has been paid out to players for?
Yeah, but it's not the NFL paying it out.
No, but the owners would be the ones that would have to change the thing. So I think he is going to be back next year. I think he is going to stay on the team in some sort of capacity, obviously, to help Zach Wilson. Like, that was a big benefit for Zach Wilson. And when you watch on Hard Knocks and everyone talks about how their young backup QB is getting coached up by this veteran, he obviously doesn't get to see him play, but it is kind of like Cap Rooney on the sidelines with a lesser quarterback than Stevie Willie Beeman. So you got smiling Zach Wilson.
Hey, and you know what? I'm still scared of these Jets. Obviously, their offense took a massive hit with Rodgers going down. But like, just looking at their injury report here, outside of him,
it's interesting why they don't have him on there.
I think it's just because he's
gone IR. Yeah, okay.
He's gone.
So he's gonzo.
But two offensive linemen, limited practice though, and Breece Hall, who had I think it was over 100 yards and 2 rushes or something like that.
He had 10 carries for 128 yards or something.
But his first 2 rushes were 80 or 90.
Yeah, he had an average of like 55 yards at a carry after 2 carries or something crazy.
So he's definitely a threat. These limited practices on Wednesday, I don't think we take much into them. But we look at the Cowboys. We got some DNPs, obviously, too.
Well, and the big one here that happened today, Brandon Cooks came up on the did not practice or participate section of the injury report. Didn't really hear about this at all until today.
I mean, he was talking about aggravations during the game, but give him the day off. I wonder. I mean, the knee's not a great injury to have.
For a wide receiver.
Yeah. So,
but knees can also feel good one day and bad the next because of it depends on what the knee injury is. But if it's more about like floating particles in the knee, sometimes you can clear that particle out and then the knee will feel fine until that thing gets in there. If it's more of a muscle or ligament issue, well, of course, that's just going to be you ride it out and see what's up. Luckily, the NFL is, I saw this video with when Aaron Rodgers went down, the Manning cast, and Eli and Peyton were talking about the magic stuff that they have to put.
They have something, that's for sure. So as long as it's not like a complete rupture or a tear, there's stuff that will make you feel better for the time being.
If things are still held in place, of course. So Cooks is the really interesting one to monitor right now. Wednesday's not a concern for a DNP, right? It's kind of Friday.
Yep.
You want to see at least a limited practice on Friday to give you that go ahead. But if he's sitting out the rest of the week, that's going to mean that the rest of the guys move up.
Gallup, Jalen Tolbert, there's guys that
which we didn't see. We didn't see anything really of Tolbert.
But if that happens, let's say Cooks is out and we move, everyone moves up a slot there. I actually don't know if we have a 5th wide receiver right now because Jalen Brooks is out.
I think he was just
Deuce Vaughn.
He wasn't. Yeah, he was a healthy scratch.
Okay.
Jalen Brooks could still step in.
Who coming in as a fifth? Pretty excited about their fifth or fourth, depending on where Turpin might slot in. But we definitely saw an improvement. I mean, obviously Gallup is now 2 years removed away, so we haven't really seen him show the signs of his 2021 season.
Yep.
So hopefully that's to come. But with Turpin and Tolbert, I think they definitely use Turpin.
Did you just put their names together? I loved it.
What did I say?
Tolpin.
Oh, Tolbert.
I can't wait to see Tolpin because we will see both of them.
I can't wait to see Tolpin out there performing because half of Tolpin was utilizing that run game.
Yep.
You know, only 143 yards in total from the Dallas Cowboys, and the fact that Turpin got, I think, 14 or so rushing yards. It's not much on paper, but let's say now the Cowboys actually need to move the ball on offense and play more offensive football. You could see that increase to 30 or so yards rushing, and then he can play more. He's playing a larger percentage of the game with that speed. I love his use in the rushing. And Tolbert. Let's see what he does.
Baji and Dakman in the chat are both saying Donovan Wilson, Tyler Smith had big workouts in the rehab room. So there's a very good sign. Mike McCarthy's talking to that. He's positive about it.
Tyler Smith is on track to play by the sounds of it. There's a very good chance that Tyler Smith plays. Dono Dub, I mean, this is the thing with Brandon Cooks and Donovan Wilson. How full our depth is at both those positions. I don't want them to rush either of those guys back if they're not ready, especially because you got the Jets, and I'm not saying take the Jets lightly, but I think with the guys that are backing those guys up, we stand just as good a chance to win. The following week, we play the Cardinals. This would be the time to make sure those dudes get right.
A hundo, yeah.
It's not like it's the end of the season and we're fighting for a postseason spot. Let those guys maybe take this week, next week, get right, and then by the time we hit week 4, they're ready to rock.
And and there's the sense of you could have them come back and have a couple snaps and then not play a full like rotation.
Yep.
I also thought, and we got to give the man his flowers, just from the online response about, because we put out our Kraken player of the game was Trevon Diggs. That I think we picked all good contestants in Wanway or Jeanway,
as Thomas,
call him, ladies and gentlemen, and Deron Bland. And Trevon Diggs. Trevon Diggs went out. But one honorable mention is, and there was a couple, obviously, but Marquise Bell just fits in here where there is no need to rush Wilson back if Marquise Bell is going to keep playing like he does. Obviously, Dono Dub is someone who I think is a special talent.
He's an attitude adjuster. He lays, Bell had an amazing game, but Dono Dub fucking lays the hammer, man.
Yeah.
He's the assassin. He's that guy that sets the tone. He's the tone setter. But again, our safeties just have so much depth. Yeah. Our wide receivers, our depth is pretty good right now too. Got to see these big dogs. Got to see the Smith brothers get healthy on the line.
we need our 4 T's and a Z.
Yep.
On that line. I think that if we look at our mix of I'm not, like you said, I'm not worried about our defense as much as having some of these guys not have reps against the Jets. Biggest thing I'm worried about against the Jets is the Jets secondary.
Oh, we're gonna get into that, Adam.
So that's where I'm.
We're gonna get into that. We're actually once we get
what I was saying is not having. I was excited to see if Brandon Cooks could help.
Same.
Stretch that field. It is going to be challenging. So yeah, I hope they're just. I mean, they're going to game plan for it regardless.
Win 7-0. That's all we need to do.
What?
First to 20 with these two defenses. Whoever hits 21st is probably gonna win.
On offense, whatever team.
Just whoever hits 21st is going to win this game.
Where would you rank the Jets' defense compared to our defense?
I'd say they're all the Jets, 49ers, Cowboys, and Eagles are probably vying for the top 4 spots right now. But it's still early. It's going to shake out, and we're going to have a little bit more. To say about that in a couple weeks.
We will have a more definitive look, but how do you objectively feel about it right now? Where do you see them placing?
We fucking have a shutout. So objectively, if you looked at purely stats, the Cowboys are number 1 right now. But that's a guy that gets 200 yards in his first game, and you think he's the best wide receiver.
Yeah.
right? Like I still need a couple games, but objectively or according to the stats, the Cowboys have the best defense right now because we had a fucking shutout.
No matter how you look at it, what you look at, in my opinion, is you look at victories. So there's 16 teams, or what is it? 16?
32
teams. Yeah, so 16 teams that got a dub.
16 that got W's.
16 that got a dub. And then
got W's.
Out of those 16 dubs, it's what's their plus minus for points scored, points against. Cowboys are plus 40.
Exactly.
So I don't know that there's another
pretty
NFL
juicy
team out there with that.
No one even close to that.
Before you hit that up, I just want to say thanks to chat. EJ's saying doesn't want to be that guy, but there's 27 people watching and only 17 likes. Smash that like button.
Oh, I love to hear it. Hit that like button, please.
Hey.
Please, I'll be that guy.
Yeah.
Please.
and Kilo C is saying like, comment, subscribe, and then he
love those guys. Day one's right there.
He also goes blank mark and then days to return of the super chat.
Come on, man.
Technically, this is some behind baseball. And this is some fuck YouTube right now.
Yeah.
We are eligible to reapply today. I don't know if we did, but we're eligible. We are eligible. So you may see the super chat back by Sunday, possibly.
But
and if not, fuck them.
Yeah.
But if not, we're moving to a fucking new system, guys. Because we're not changing the fucking show, YouTube. You can't make us change the show.
You can't make us unless you give us a lot of money, YouTube.
Give us a lot of money.
Man, I would totally sell out for a lot of money. If YouTube was like, you can't swear. I know I've said to you guys, is like, I'll never not be able to swear. But if someone came up, it was like $1,000 an episode to not swear. I'd be like, all right, fudging, where do I sign?
Well, it's funny.
Golly gee whiz, where do I sign?
It's funny because that's what, with Pat McAfee being on ESPN, before when he announced the move, they were saying, yeah, the only thing is we probably are going to limit the amount of times we use the F word. And like 2 episodes in, they're always saying fucking. They have someone on the ESPN side who is 2 buttons to mute the swear words. So as soon as the swear words go,
they run a delay then?
Yeah, for the live broadcast.
Here's the thing: if that ever happened, we'd just open up CanFan Dark, and it would just be we'd run our show for 15 minutes, then we'd switch to CanFan Dark.
We do say a lot of weird shit that wouldn't be ever allowed on daytime television, which is fine. Okay, so what do we got here? We have
what I wanted to do because I think it's a little too early. And that's okay. We know the itinerary for these positional breakdowns. What I wanted to do, we know our positions at the Cowboys, and I can bring that up if we need to reference it. But I wanted to pull up the depth chart here for the New York Jets. It's current, and we can kind of do our own. We know how the flow goes. So starting off with quarterback, we got Zach Wilson versus Dak Prescott. Who's the better guy? I don't know. It's a tough one. It's a tough one to decide. You know, there's some people out there, and I'm looking at you,
Ultra.
Yeah, I'm looking at you. I was looking to see if you
Ultra Cowboy.
But I'm looking at you, Ultra. I want to hear that opinion. But come on, there's no question.
Ultra was the guy in the game, the very first drive that the Giants had. Yet same shitty defense. Crack him if you got him. But let's be realistic. This one we don't even have touched that much time on. Zach Wilson versus Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott is by far the superior quarterback that's playing this weekend. Dak's going to make less mistakes. He has way more starts. He's more poised. And I think he's more talented. So it's a landslide. Dak Prescott, Dak Prescott, Dak Prescott.
Chad, if you have anything to say against that, just like and subscribe, okay?
Find a Jets channel.
No, Dak man saying Dak.
Yeah, okay.
Well, duh, Dak man.
Duh, Dak man.
I like Dak man. Okay, well, let's just move on. Running backs. Breece Hall.
This is interesting.
Yeah, so we got Breece Hall and Dalvin Cook. Breece Hall had a really, really damn good game, and Dalvin Cook of the Jets, newly acquired Jets, he's just had I think 6 or 7 1,000-yard rushing seasons, and so we know what he can do. Very good running back combination in New York Jets. New Jersey,
you got to tip it to them, guys.
When you look at ours, we got, of course, Tony Pollard, who had a fucking star game. 82 total yards plus 2 rushing touchdowns. I mean, if he just repeats that every single game, I don't care that he doesn't get 100 rushing yards. Adam might, because he's got him on his fantasy football team.
I said I
had such a fantasy slut.
No, I said my whole thing is I do not care what my Cowboys get points wise as long as we get that W. during the game.
Good. And
I'll risk that fantasy freaking buy-in that we have or for all of the leagues that I'm in.
And before I know Ant's already dipped in and said where he's leaning to. I think I agree as well. But we look at the backup or the options here in Dallas. We got Rico Dowdle, who came out and kept his 4-yard pace. Nothing special, but that's what we're looking for him in. But Turpin got added to the running back mix and kind of ate up some plays for Deuce Vaughn, who really didn't get a chance. I'm not going to be the hater that I was leading into the season. He's now a Cowboy. So now I'm saying he didn't get the chance that he needed to be the guy that he is.
Well, this is something we talked about very early after the draft process, as in, well, if you have Turpin, like you already kind of had that guy like Vaughn who could do some of the
Are you going to be okay?
I smashed that tortellini when I got here.
Yeah.
It's just every time I'm burping, it just tastes. All I can taste is garlic bread, and it's delicious every time I burp. But Turpin, we were worried that he kind of already could be that role player that Deuce was. And on Sunday Night Football, you kind of seen him in those situations that we kind of thought, or Cowboys Nation thought Deuce Vaughn would be in. So maybe they eventually start rolling both those guys out on the field at the same time, and then that throws a whole new wrinkle at you. But you didn't see Deuce Vaughn get any snaps until the game was already convincingly won.
Yeah. I mean, I need to apologize to everybody for not running this soundbite right off the jump.
How about them Cowboys?
How about them Cowboys? Crack him if you got him.
Crack him if you got him, son.
I think what I'd like to see.
That was just a sidebar for me. You said your piece, then Ant said his piece, and then I wanted.
I don't know.
I'm just joking. Go ahead. I don't have anything.
No. The only thing I wanted to say is I would like to see them splitting those type of scenarios with Turpin and Vaughn in the backfield.
Our backfield is too much of a question mark right now compared to, like, let's say Breece Hall and Dalvin Cook. If Breece Hall is healthy and he's actually going to be playing, and you have Dalvin Cook, that's a pretty mean combination there.
Yeah, that's a 1A and a 1B.
Yeah.
Which we have a 1A, we have a 1A and a 1D.
Well, we don't know yet because we don't have enough tape on either Dowdle or Deuce Vaughn in actual.
So
game
where
scenarios.
are you guys tipping out right now?
I'm tipping out that the backfield for the Jets.
So I'm going to pick
get the edge.
And Breece Hall just showed too much explosion. Although he definitely only had two major runs, and the rest of his game was pretty much ho hum. And Dalvin Cook didn't produce much in the running game. It still is the combination of the two. Definitely beats out ours, unfortunately. And I'm happy to eat crow if I'm wrong.
Well, I'm going to say this. I do think those guys are the more talented guys if we went 2v2.
Oh, yes.
But
let's do it. Who's the best running back?
I think Tony Pollard. I'd take Tony Pollard over any of those guys, and I think we have more rushing yards. I think our defense is going to beat up on that offense so bad that they're going to have to go away from the running game.
Truth.
Where we're going to stack some points up and be able to run more. So I do think we still have the better rushing statistic game, but that doesn't mean that they don't have the better running back by committee.
So just for context, Dallas Cowboy Chris, what up, dog?
What up, Chris?
Jackman says Jets RB room is better, to be honest. Yeah, so we're just talking about rooms. Botg's bringing up, not afraid of Botg.
Oh, well, you say his piece.
Botg's bringing up, not afraid of Dalvin Cook. We crushed him in Minnesota. You guys were there for it.
That's true.
Boots on the ground.
But sorry,
I'll always laugh at that. Is so fucking good, dude. Boots on the ground.
But we're just talking about, like, you're just talking about that running back room versus our running back room in terms of, like, stat sheet. I think that we showed that we're able to contain Saquon. For how much we struggle with the run game, we've done a pretty decent job minimizing those, like, solid back threats. It's when they start to spread it out a bit more that we start to get challenged. They are going to try to run it a lot because they're probably not going to put a lot of the trust in Zach Wilson. We are putting them in a pretty hard predicament here, so you might see that one breakout, but I don't know, man. Those two running backs against our defense, I don't think they're going to have the type of game that they're going to have against other teams this year.
Think about this, though, dudes. We saw the Giants do a fairly successful running game on their first drive, right? Barkley was moving the ball. That changed, and I think the consensus, not myself, but that I heard from interior and on our chat was that the Cowboys shifted their defense to kind of corral that, right?
Yeah.
And it definitely worked. But Danny Dimes still got legs. Zach Wilson don't got legs. So they're either going to have to rely on those two running backs, but if we do make the adjustments to shut him down.
Sorry, I'm just picturing Zach Wilson running without legs, just a top half of his body.
Oh my God, don't touch the freak. He's a freak.
Potato boy.
Just rolling.
I got no
Is he
legs.
down? Is he down?
He's just running.
But you know what I'm saying?
Dan, I got no legs.
If like Danny Dimes had that ability to move and he used it when he needed to, and he used it often, and he was able to get scramble for 3-4 and maybe the first down. I don't know that Zach Wilson has that, so they're not really going to be able to call plays that are like, if not this, then do this, right?
Yep.
Because he's not going to be able to do that. So I think the running plays might be a little more obvious than they were in the Giants game. And the passing plays will be more obviously passing plays.
Oh, yeah, you load up to stop the run.
Yeah.
100%. So moving on to wide receivers. So they have Garrett Wilson, who had a fucking circus catch touchdown. It was very, very nice touchdown. Alan Lazard and Randall Cobb rounded out by Mecole Hardman, Xavier Gibson, and Jason Brownlee against, right now, we don't know if we have Brandon Cooks. Do we want to say it's against us with or without Brandon Cooks?
Right now we say with.
Right now
Okay.
with.
But we'll also caveat with a without.
I'm pretty washed on this, to be honest.
I'm pretty washed too, and the big wash to me is Randall Cobb. Not to knock him at all, but he is on this Jets team because of his connection that he has with Aaron Rodgers.
That's exactly where I was going to go with it, but go ahead, finish.
No, I mean, look, if you have anything to add it now.
Well, that's how my people like to handle their business. While your guys are out partying, mine are running routes.
Perfect commentary.
That's pretty good. Thank you, Vince Vaughn.
Well, I think like when you look at Lazard and you look at Randall Cobb, like they were there.
Cobb has beautiful eyes, by the way.
Gorgeous eyes. Oh yeah,
Beautiful eyes.
It's like, have you ever looked at? Have you ever?
It's
Matt,
like
Matt Mueller. Have
It's
you
like
ever
the
looked at his eyes? It's like the
first time I listened to the Beatles.
That's hilarious. Yeah.
Super hot wife too, just so we don't sound.
Oh wow, he's got fucking.
Bring him
Dude,
on.
he's
Bring him on.
I mean, look,
crazy eyes.
if there's one thing you know about Cowboys CanFan, we do a lot of our judging based on player photo.
Oh, then he's getting 200 yards.
Whoa.
Nice forehead. Look at that.
Why is that?
Look at that. Wow, look at the battle. Look at the battle scars.
We're
on
already. We're already.
Well, there we go.
AJ has it on set to creep mode.
Cause I creep. Oh yeah.
He has beautiful, like steely grayish eyes.
They look like marbles. But I'm going to tell him this much: we're going to take his marbles this weekend.
I mean, if
Yeah, and I'm going to take him home and sell them.
like body parts. He looks like he should be on like he's an actor like on one of those procedural cop shows.
He looks like an actor that's playing a football player.
You know what
Yeah, he looks like an actor who's playing a football player.
You know what you know what he looks like to me, guys? He and I don't know if this is racist. He looks like a Vulcan.
I was about to say, if you have to say that, if you have to lead out, I don't know if this is going to be racist.
Trust me, a Vulcan from Star Trek.
I don't think that's racist.
That's not racist.
I know it's not. I was just making it. That was the joke.
Oh,
because I'm
racist.
Because I'm calling him a Vulcan, and Vulcans fucking suck. No, just kidding.
Dumb bastard.
I think that if Brady was playing, oh my God, I'm an idiot. I feel like if we're talking wide receivers and our the QB for the Jets was Aaron Rodgers this weekend, I would give the edge to the wide receiver room for the Jets.
Yep. I agree with that. They have a good rapport, like Lazard and Cobb have a rapport with Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. I agree with that. But if if we're already saying the room might be a wash, I think Ty goes to the Cowboys.
Ty could go to the Cowboys because look, I think Ty goes to if Cooks is playing, absolutely Cowboys. Okay, even if Cooks is out though,
it's still close.
It's still really close, and I really liked what Tolbert was doing, man, and I don't think he really showcased his preseason performance and what he's going to do for us for the rest of the year in week 1. So I'm putting a lot on his shoulders to step up because I believe that he's going to fall into that number 2 place. They'll keep Gallup where he is comfortable.
Well, what they'll do with with Cooks out, Tolbert will come in and play predominantly on the outside. And with Gallup on the outside, CD will be in the slot role. So yeah, Tolbert's going to get out there and be able to do his thing, which puts him as the outside wide receiver too. And this might just be that little push, this little opportunity that dude needs to really skyrocket his career.
It's going to, I feel heavily like the game plan we're going to get the secondaries further away, and then it's going to be a lot of check downs to TP20 and like a Deuce Vaughn, where we've seen him take some of those small outs. I think we're going to see a lot of that this upcoming game, because it is going to be a pretty tight wide receiver to secondary matchup on both sides of the ball.
It's going to be defensively.
On both teams.
Definitely going to be defensive. So what are we going? Are we just beating the homers and leaning towards the Cowboys?
I'll always be.
Fuck yes.
Okay, homers pick Cowboys Nation wide receivers. Let's go.
Okay, tight ends. We got Tyler Conklin and CJ Uzomah, and then Jeremy Ruckert. And the only reason I bring in Jeremy Ruckert is because the Cowboys have a bit of a trifecta happening at their own tight end position. Albeit, last week, a little underwhelming. I believe Ferguson was targeted 11 times, caught the ball twice.
That's terrible.
No bueno. I'm going to pull that up just so I make sure I'm not allowing it. Chat's going to get on
our tight end was our worst. Our tight end group was our worst positional group.
They struggled.
They blocked very well, but as far as making plays and catching the ball and advancing the sticks,
There was no volleyball hands in this. It was right
There
through
was
their
no
five
volleyball
holes.
hands. That's
was
good.
right through.
I mean, now, hopefully, a lot of that could be a testament to the rain.
True.
Maybe our boys don't like that type of weather.
They still were the worst positional group.
For sure.
And for that, I don't know fuck all about Tyler Conklin, CJ Uzomah, and Jeremy Ruckert the fuckert, but I'm gonna just lean towards them because I thought our tight ends played terribly.
Yeah.
I'm purely going for that reason.
And you know what?
Wow, it's a schooner.
That's a good little segue, because I was going to say, Ant, it's fair to light a fire under our boys. We know Scooney's listening to us. We know he has commented. His entire family has commented on our posts before. We keep track. Hey, if you like one of our posts or comment, we're keeping track. We keep numbers in a book,
receipts.
a little black book. We keep the receipts.
We write down every Monday night we meet up and we just write down everyone's name that commented on any post.
Yeah, it takes about 3.5 hours.
It's worth it though.
But I just feel like, yes, I think Conklin actually is the best of the group, and Uzomah has had some good years, but I think he's more equivalent to what Ferguson should be. Ferguson's two receptions, underwhelming, but I'm looking for Scooney as a sailboat to have a game. A game, maybe he only gets 5 receptions for 39 yards or something like that, 40 yards, 45 yards. Should I keep going?
55, 67, 91, 146.
Okay, now we're okay. But even if he just gets a slow margin, but a good amount of catches, I think that starts to open the door for utilizing him more.
Well, I'll tell you this fucking much. If Fergalicious or Hendershot drop another couple easy passes, we better damn hell see Scooney get a chance. Because there was a beautiful pass to Hendershot that would have been a touchdown, and no one would be talking about Dak Prescott didn't throw a touchdown. And Ferguson missed an easy first down catch. He got, like you said, he was targeted 11 times. He had 2 catches. It's at that point, like, sure, we'll give you a game or two, but when the ball gets thrown at you, you better fucking catch it.
I can put the ball wherever I want to. I'll make it rain out here.
Because the next guy up, which is Scooney, he'll get out there and he'll do it.
A schooner is a sailboat.
And you're looking.
Stupid head.
And you're
Sorry.
No, you're.
Don't you apologize for your sound? You're like someone that shoots someone in the leg and then apologizes for it. Own up to your soundbite.
Oh, sorry about that. Whammy.
This dude, that just the whammy guy, he got a DUI last night. I saw the.
Oh no!
Really?
I saw the cam footage of it.
Oh no! Weird, because he was just at Tony Ferguson, Tony, the comedian. Not Tony Ferguson.
I know you're talking about Flagrant. Or no, Kill Tony.
Kill Tony. He was just at Kill Tony.
It's probably after that.
I wonder if it was.
It's probably after that.
Sorry, just
Austin's
a correction.
Going off with those.
It's better, but it's still bad. It was 7 targets.
Okay, that's still 7 and 2. Not great.
Yeah.
Okay, fullbacks. We all know this. We all know who we're leaning towards. Nick Bodden or Under Lepke. I'm going Lepke all day.
Lepke all the day, baby.
The only person I might be putting ahead of Lepke is Juzak, or the guy from San Fran. Any other one, tight end, going to Lepke every day.
And the only reason that we're going to put it to Jerry Juzak.
Jerry Juzak. Yeah, Jerry Juzak.
The only reason we're putting it to Juzak is because we've seen more from him.
He's done it. He's been a top 100 player in the NFL.
And you know what?
He's done it.
We can have a more in-depth conversation about that come week 5, and we're gonna know a little bit more.
Hell yes.
And that'll be an exciting little matchup. But realistically, when we're looking at fullbacks until week 5 versus the 49ers, pretty
Lepke
much
every time.
It's gonna be Lepke.
Most teams don't even have a fucking slot for fullback, to be honest.
Yeah, that's
so usually you won't even see fullback up there.
He's gonna win every time, just de facto.
VA is just default. Yeah, he's defaulted to just being the best best fullback because he's the only one.
You had something to say, or you want to move on to O-line?
EJ, yeah, we're tired. This is a bridge to O-line. EJ says, I'm just telling you right now, ... If they're without their starting tackles, this defense is going to absolutely obliterate the Jets team.
Oh, they're done. Even with their starting tackles.
Yeah.
Look, thank you, Savage, for that
segue.
Perfect. And I guess I should say the people's champ himself, Adam, because he's the one that makes that happen. But yeah, Dwayne Brown, left tackle, and Mickey
Becton.
Thank you, Ant. The right tackle, both questionable. It's midweek, though. Are we taking much away from that?
Even if both those guys are playing, that offensive line looked horrendous.
Well, even when you watched Hard Knocks, like that's all Aaron Rodgers was complaining about.
Well, and the Jets defense, it's kind of the similar thing like with the Hard Knocks, how the Jets defense every time they're like another sack. It's kind of how like our defense was in training camp, right? But our offensive line, I will take especially if Tyler Smith gets back in here, dude. They have our fucking schlub Connor McGovern playing center for them.
Yeah,
this is Cowboys. Fucking landslide. This is probably, as far as the positional gaps go for the teams, this is our biggest strength versus their biggest weakness.
Yep.
And we beat them.
And there were some small amount of snaps, I guess, to really make a judgment on. But the backup dudes who came in and played in week 1 held their own.
Oh, definitely. So our offensive line looked great. Didn't give up a sack last week. The Jets offensive line looked horrendous.
Obviously, they let up one big nasty sack
on the 4th play of the game.
So, I mean, come on, OL, Dallas Cowboys all day. Let's go.
Yeah, by a landslide. This is where it gets interesting, guys. When we go over to the defensive side of the ball. I don't know.
So you want to do D-line, or do you want to?
Yeah, let's go D-line. Let's go D-line. So D-line will be defensive tackles, defensive ends, all schlubbed together.
Yeah.
I don't know, guys. This is a tricky one. I don't know.
Sometimes you gotta double tap it.
You gotta double tap it sometimes.
Well, he just said, I don't know.
I did.
I mean, just overall, the Jets defense is very good. They're the ones who are in contention against the Cowboys for the best defense in the league at this point, right? And of course, early season, but definitely scary. What we gotta kind of weigh on, I guess, is, but this is just pure their defensive end versus our defensive end.
Defensive line?
Defensive line, sorry.
So Quinnen Williams, all-pro defensive tackle. Very, very good defensive tackle. Got paid in the offseason. He is going to be a test for our guards. I would say the defense runs through those guys. When you have a guy that big that can also get pressure, it just makes headaches for the offensive line. I do like hopefully Zach Martin lines up against him a bit, but they're saying he's right defensive tackle, so might not happen. But these guys are all big. They're all fast. They're all able to get at the quarterback. Everyone watched Monday Night Football. The Jets defense looked very, very good. I don't know. I think we might have more depth possibly on the defensive line than these guys. I don't think there's much of a fall off when you take, say, a D-Law out and instead you have Dorrance Armstrong or Fowler Jr. rushing in, right?
Everybody was eating last week. So and again, different team.
We have more depth. Starting 4, I'm gonna say pretty damn close, but our depth is better than the Jets on the defensive line. Our rotation pieces are better than the Jets.
Do you think that are you saying it's pretty even keel because the interior on the Jets is a bit better than ours, and then our exterior is a bit better?
Carl Lawson's very good.
I will say this, for disrupting the play, while defensive tackles are important, you could take a lesser quality DT and fit him in there. And what's really important to disrupt is your defensive ends.
Yep.
Getting in on the guy. So I have to default to Cowboys just because, even if you can argue, and I think it's fair that our defensive tackles are not at the same caliber as, say, they're starting to. Hankins ain't no slub.
Nope.
And
Osa no schlub.
Osa no slub.
Yeah, look at Osa last week.
Mozzie
we'll see.
Getting in there.
TBD, but he's a first round pick, so there's obviously
getting in there.
Some growth to go there. But just those starting ones, then just looking at the defensive ends, I mean,
I don't see no Micah Parsons on their list.
Well,
and don't forget about our boy D-Law.
D-Law, Dorrance, Fowler Jr. That's what I mean. You got a dog.
Dakman says D-line is 50-50, but us having Micah gives us the edge.
We have the super scion player.
Yeah.
When we get to a 50-50, it goes to the best player.
I'm good with giving the Cowboys the defensive line.
Here's another good point. Caleb Espinosa in the chat says, we have 3 years together. They have 1, maybe 1.5 together. We are a well-oiled machine.
Yes.
And then he does, I think, an emoji with the brick wall, and then he does a mic drop. So I'm going with Caleb Espinosa on that one.
I think that is... There's a lot to be said about that. A lot of these guys are entering their third year under Dan Quinn.
Yeah, you're right. Dan Quinn, not only just the team members, but Dan Quinn and the way that Dan Quinn.
He's had them since they were just little pups.
Yeah.
Dan Quinn bred them.
He boxed.
Lieutenant Dan. And that's Lieutenant Dan.
He boxed.
Dan ice cream.
He boxed with Micah Parsons.
Did he?
Yeah, they were boxing. They were going at it together.
And fucking DQ knocks him out.
That'd be awesome. So linebackers, I got to give it to the Jets, fellas. I got to give it to the Jets just because they have 3 guys here that are going to be able to start and play and make a difference. Where right now, we only really have Damone Clark and LVE that I really trust in.
Yeah.
Right. We don't know enough about our 3rd and 4th linebacker to really rely on them. That's why you're seeing us run a lot of safeties and two linebacker sets. So these guys all get a lot of playing time. Sherwood, Mosley, and Williams. I'm going to give it to the Jets for the linebackers.
Agreed, and I think we're looking again. It's not who's on the field. We're just looking at depth to depth, right? Depth chart to depth chart, because Cowboys do run a lot of where the safeties are kind of playing in a position where they can run up and play as a linebacker, right?
Yep.
So, but we're not including that just for context, right? And I agree, and just their starting 3. Better than ours. No smack to LVE or Clark.
LVE and Clark both had very good games.
Yep. But just
Overshown in the mix would have been.
It would have been close.
Things, especially if Overshown came out and had that same style of game that he was having.
He would have been in there. Where you saw Marquez Bell playing on certain plays, Overshown would have been getting those snaps.
And if he would have continued his trend that he was showing in preseason into the week 1. I'd be more inclined to kind of argue. I'm a homer, so I'd be more inclined to argue that we have the better guys, because I was so excited to see Overshown.
I was most excited to see him play. The cool thing about Overshown, cool thing's not the right word. The interesting part about Overshown not playing this year, like you said, Alex, we couldn't knock it against our defense because we've never played with him. So it wasn't like we were losing a piece. Plus our defense being as good as it still is, it's almost like we get a bonus draft pick next year.
Yeah,
like we almost get a freebie.
And I thought you were going to say the cooler thing is he's going to show up as number 0 next year.
Oh yeah, he's definitely he's rolling in Agent 0, Agent Orange as that.
Yeah, Agent Orange.
Agent Orange.
So we're giving it to the Jets. Linebackers, we're giving it to the Jets.
Linebackers to the Jets. Now we're going to go quarters and safeties together, or do you want to split those up?
You want to do defensive backfield? We could do defensive backfield. We can just do we could do our defensive backfield. So that's going to be safeties involved with cornerbacks, and I got to go with us. I have to. I think our safeties is one of our strongest positions, and then you're backed up by Trevon Diggs and Stephon Gilmore. Yeah, I get it. Jordan Whitehead had 3 interceptions against Josh Allen on Monday night, and their defense looked very good. But our defensive backs, the safeties plus the cornerbacks, is our strong part of our defense.
Yeah, and one of those interceptions was a hand punt, but still, which I don't knock against Allen, but when you tally up 3 in the game, then it's like, what can you do? Like, still three interceptions is 3 interceptions. Best player on the field, is it Sauce Gardner?
Yeah, for
is
the
it
Jets?
Diggs? No. Is it Diggs
total.
or is it Gilmore?
Oh, you mean out of the defensive backs? Oh, that's tough, man. That's tough. A lot of people will say Sauce Gardner.
A lot of people will say Sauce. Now we saw, and he got.
That's tough.
Well, so
we saw last week, and he got Kraken player.
Yeah, well,
Trevon Diggs.
Dakman saying Cowboys secondary all goddamn day. Josh Allen made him look good. Sorry, not sorry. Gardner got exposed by Diggs, the other Diggs.
Yeah.
So there's cracks in the Sauce Gardner train, as all freaking players will have challenges. So did we see something that could expose it?
Are we just homering it and saying Diggs is the best guy out there?
The only before we
I don't know.
weigh in, the only thing I have to say about that is I don't think there's anyone close to a Diggs on the Giants. So I don't know that's a necessarily completely fair comparison.
We're talking about Stefan Diggs.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I don't think the Giants have a receiver that's equivalent to Stephon Diggs.
So we didn't get challenged like.
Not like what Stephon Diggs.
Okay,
I get that.
Okay, so now let's go. So do we have a receiver that could potentially be like a Stephon Diggs on the Cowboys?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. So and
yes, yes, we do.
Yeah.
So I'd say CeeDee Lamb could expose.
No. Okay. Yeah, no, that's fair. And you know why? That's why we have this.
We got together and we worked through it.
We got together and we did it.
At the end of the day,
guys, we did it.
At the end of the day, even if people say Sauce Gardner is the better, and I can give that argument just like for the sake of the point I'm trying to make, I don't think when you tally it up that their secondary has better not only starting 4 than our secondary, but the depth is just really, really damn good. Still scary, still something to be concerned with. And not trifled with.
Well, if we think the Cowboys are who they are, Ad's already proclaiming the top defense in the league. We got to go almost Cowboys with every grouping, right? We have to. Plus, we should be playing with the lead. We should be able to let the guys up front pin their ears back and blitz, which is just going to make our secondary job easier, right? So the game plan, if it goes as we hope, our defense should outshine the Jets' defense.
Yes. I agree.
Now, let's not sleep, guys, on the special teams.
Fuck Greg the leg, though.
Hey, you know, Greggy boy's still out there kicking. But
I love that he's out there. I still do.
Absolutely.
I'm glad we're playing against him.
Absolutely fuck him. Here's a quick question. Greg the leg or Aubrey?
I got to go Aubrey.
He's on the team.
Got to stick by my guy.
Greg the leg has disappointed us far too much.
He has.
Yeah, he's tainted.
Aubrey has one game and a slight disappointment.
His very first kick that meant anything as a Dallas Cowboy was missed. So you got Greg Zerloin versus Brandon Aubrey. You have Thomas Morstead, who's a good punter, versus our guy, Brian Anger. And then punt returner, kick returner, Mecole Hardman versus our guy, Kavonte Turpin. I got to go Cowboys again.
I got to go Cowboys at number 1. Turpin is just too electric. Mecole Hardman has some speed. But he, as you get older, if you lose 0.05, of your speed, you start to, it doesn't seem like that much, but we're looking at guys who are running 4.3s or 4.2s or 4.4s, and that difference is just a tiny little bit. So as you get older, you're going to start losing that speed. Turpin's the younger guy compared to Hardman, at least in NFL years. And add on top of that, our punter, Brian Anger, arguably one of the best in the league.
Great punter.
Yeah. And, realistically, it's the kicking game that as long as Aubrey can make those fucking extra points and just kick like he did for the rest of the football game,
we'll be fine.
Like I said, the best thing about this game for Aubrey is he had the worst outcome happened to him.
Yes.
First kick in the NFL, steps out there for an easy 1-pointer.
A point after, yeah.
Misses. Okay.
Wash it out.
Good. You got that out of the way. You've hit rock bottom. It's only uphill from here.
The best way to go against missing that one, it could be your first postseason game, you're playing against the GOAT, you miss your first point after, and then you follow it up with 4 other missed point afters. Like our guy Mayer.
We all lived through that.
Remember
we all
that?
lived through that.
We could that might go down as one of the craziest things I've seen.
Yes.
It just made no sense.
Especially from a guy like Mayer who had a arguably stellar season.
He lines up for a 60-yard kick and you feel comfortable, and then he lines up for a point after and you're sweating. It makes just 0 sense.
We need that point. We need that point.
All right.
He's like, I'll make it up on the 60-yard.
So the only place that the Jets beat us here, if I roll us back, is linebacker
and running back.
Which
makes sense to me.
Yeah.
It makes sense, but those are very two driving forces of each.
Those could be the game changing positions, right?
Those are big parts of how a game goes. Running backs pick up those nasty yards, and linebackers stop them, right? So those are very important spots. But our safeties cover up what our linebacking depth doesn't.
That is true, and when we're doing these breakdowns, again, we are looking directly position to position, not how they're going to use that position. If we step back and look at it like Ant just did there, I agree. Like our linebackers being weaker isn't necessarily as big of a concern because I don't think we really play linebackers like the Jets do.
Exactly. So it's nothing to really worry about. I'm going Cowboys all the way, baby. All the way, baby.
You're like, ooh, the Jets. Gotta go the Jets. Gotta go the Jets. Now let's talk about coaching staff. What about coach?
Coaching?
Coaching
all day. We got Whataburger Mike.
I do like Salah. I do like Salah, the head coach, but I'm all in this year, guys.
Yeah, you just have to. Who's won a Super Bowl? That's kind of like
Big Mike.
So then that's
Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn's won Super Bowls.
Yeah, and
Schottenheimer. He's been in the league lots.
Shoddy, as they like to say. Shoddy too hot.
Shoddy gonna be a thug.
Shoddy gonna be a thug.
Look at CD there, looking good.
Yeah, I'm trying to get.
So is this the betting?
This is the betting, and it's something that we like to kind of get into here, but we also, Anth, do you want to explain your history with Cowboys betting?
Oh, awful for myself. So we're going to hop into Dallas Cowboys versus New York Jets odds, tips, and betting. I've always had a very, very bad betting history with the Cowboys. I try not to bet on the Cowboys because it feels like whenever I do, they lose, and I get it. My betting outcome has zero to do with the Cowboys. It might just feel that way because when I bet money on them to win and they lose, the loss of the Cowboys is already a big kick in the balls. And then when it's also a financial hit, it's almost too much for me to handle.
Fucking kill me.
I'm pretty level-headed for most losses, but when I bet money, it's a big kick in the dick. Starting this year, I said, no, fuck that. If I would have actually bet on every Cowboys game the last 2 seasons, I would have came out ahead. And do I think the Cowboys are a better team this year than the last 2 seasons? Yes. So I'm rolling bets every single week this year. One, I'm going to pay for basically our trip is going to be paid for. I only have to go crack him if you got him 7-1 or whatever it is. And then I'm going to keep going on that. And it's going to pay for my trip to Las Vegas for when we watch the Cowboys in Super Bowl. This changes now. I'm betting on these motherfuckers every single week, baby.
I love it. And I think you got a really, really safe bet. But let's check out. Now, I have CowboysWire.USA today up. .com. No, if anyone in chat has like a better odds that they prefer, send it to us now. And
the thing is with this, Alex, most of them just take them from Vegas bookmakers.
Yeah.
So I'll be able to tell. I was looking at them today. Okay. I'll be able to tell you if it's close with the site. I bet 365. Hey, we're looking for a sponsor, baby.
But maybe if anyone has a site out there that they trust and like has a good opinion, same odds obviously, but a good opinion. Let us know. Otherwise, these are the ones that we're going with, and I think that they're pretty good because really, no matter what, we know the history here of CanFan. We pull up an article, we're reading headlines, and then we're giving you our thoughts on those headlines.
Definitely.
Okay.
That's only to help stop making some graphics. Like I was gonna, as we're going through that last thing, I was like, oh man, I want to say to Alex, remember those slides that you were making in the off season, like going between 2 teams and the matchups for each area? I was like, oh, I would love to see a graphic. Would be great. He's thinking about it now.
No, that's Pine Baseball, and it will be done. Easy, done, breezy.
But I also going to say that it was easier just going like that because we're just going to riff anyways.
I do love the riffing.
I love riffing.
But I'll think of a way that we can do it and still riff. I think it can be done. But here we go, Ant.
Well, keep scrolling. Do they not have like a table? I see they see that there.
Down
so
here.
okay, there you go. There you go. That's what we want to see. So the spread favorite, Dallas is minus 9.5. And if anyone's listening that doesn't know about the point spread in betting,
right here,
that means
pretend that you're talking to someone who doesn't know anything about betting.
Okay, so spread favorite. Dallas is coming out as 9.5 favorites, right?
Yeah.
That means going into the game, when it's 0-0, if you bet on the spread for Dallas, they're actually already down 9.5 points. So they have to win by 9.5 points for 10. You to get 10. So yeah, they have to win by 10. So if it's 30-20 for the Cowboys, you win.
Okay.
The point spread will usually, if you bet $100, you'll get paid 200. So you win $100 pretty much. You double your money, right? But in a situation like this, 9.5 points is a lot. That's a big spread. It's scary. I'm staying away from that. I don't plan on betting the point spread. It opened up at 3.5, minus 3.5 for the Cowboys when Aaron Rodgers was there. I would fuck with that.
Right.
Down to the money line, Dallas is minus 447 favorites, and New York is plus 348. So pretty much if you bet $500, you're going to win just over $100. Just over. So it's one of those things they're basically saying it's almost a sure thing. If you bet on the Cowboys for money line, if you want to win a lot of money, you got to put a lot of money on the line.
Right.
So if I was to spend $100 on the spread,
you would
for
win,
Dallas, how much would I win?
200. But you net 200, you would win 100. You double your money basically.
Okay. And then
money line, if you bet $100, you'd win like $10.
Yeah.
And then total points is the same thing. It's very self-explanatory.
Yep.
38 points total. If it goes, you can pick the over under on the total. Is it going to be over 38 points or under? And then it's the same thing. You basically double your money on whatever you bet.
I think that if I was going to be a betting man, and I'm not, so please, this is not, what is it? This is not betting advice.
This is not betting advice.
This is not betting advice. If you live in PA, Indianapolis, or Hawaii, you cannot, whatever. You know that.
Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
We still remember DraftKings.
You fucks.
You live in our brains. Free.
We were those hot rookies in season 1 that we signed that massive DraftKings contract.
Then we got cut.
And then we got cut.
And then DraftKings is like, what the fuck is
get these guys out of
here?
here.
Who the fuck are these guys?
These schlubbies.
Who's it, Canadians? They can't even use our service in Canada.
We're just in their lobby at their head office drinking coffees.
Oh, hey guys.
No, we're part of. We're staff.
We're part of
staff.
Do you have any cream?
Yeah.
Can I get some cream?
Hey, Tracy, can I get some cream? My name is Jessica. Okay.
Whatever. Sorry, Tracy was
Cream,
in
please.
yesterday. I work every day. Okay. But I would say out of these three, I don't know. Am I stupid in saying betting over the total is your best bet?
Again, so I forgot to say money line is just a win-loss.
Yes, money line's win-loss, but you got to bet a lot.
And you got to bet a lot.
And I don't think it's worth it just for the fact that if Cowboys
have a
I'm not even going to fucking say
I'm so
it.
confident in them winning. I'm throwing all of it.
How much?
No, you could.
It's not that much, but it's enough.
Okay, so you're going money line.
I'm going money line,
Okay,
and
okay.
with the money I won from the opening game against Kansas City, Detroit, and then me betting on the spread for last week's game. I'm using that. And I'm just going money line.
So chat.
I think it's free money.
You think that's?
I think it's free money.
That's a free money. What do you think about that total number?
I think it should be over 38.
Okay.
Should be over 38.
So I'm not stupid in saying
no,
that.
over seems good. They're expecting the 38's actually a very, very low point.
I expect 14 points from the Jets.
Yeah, like what happened against the Giants is very rare for a team to score to get shut out is very rare. 38 points in an NFL game isn't a lot. It's usually for the Cowboys. Like if it was Cowboys versus Aaron Rodgers, it'd probably be 49.
Yeah, right.
Anthony Robertson in chat says, we are eating this kid alive. Under is the bet. And Dakman says, over the total.
Hang on.
Crack him if you got him.
Crack him if you
Wait,
got him.
so we got some competing arguments here. We have Anthony Robertson saying going under because he doesn't believe that.
Well, he's probably thinking it's going to be a defensive matchup because you saw
That's
both
fair.
the teams have very strong defensive matchups. Dak had not a great game, but the offense still put up 27 points.
Well, let's say I'm including Am I being too zealous or too overzealous? I don't even know if that's the right word.
Vegas basically picks a point total that they think's a coin flip, right?
But
So
now I think
there's no right or wrong answer, really.
there's no right or wrong
Right now.
but right now with these totals, I mean, obviously they have a fucking system where they calculate it. It's probably AI. Okay, let's be honest.
Possibly.
But I think right now is the least amount of information that can be fed into the system right now to determine that. So you probably have your best bet in these first couple weeks while they determine where everyone's actually at.
You guys got to do your hypothetical bets right now. Write them down and see if you would have.
Okay. I'm gonna. So I would say over.
Okay, you write it down. EJ Savage
and
says.
I put $100 on it.
Yeah, you gotta. Okay, this is actually a fun game. This is a fun game. You each start off with 1,000 CanFan bucks.
Okay.
So you guys start off with.
I was gonna play I was actually considering playing real money and betting this.
Okay,
week.
we'll do that still, but you got 1,000 CanFan bucks, and you could bet. Let's see who. This is fun because I've always wanted. This is good.
I'm going 500 on the spread.
Whoa!
Wow. Here, I'll tell you what that actually pays out. While you guys talk, I'll tell you what that pays out.
So 500 on the spread. EJ Savage says the Cowboys realistically might go 3 straight weeks not allowing a TD.
Could happen.
That's if they load the box and make Wilson beat them by passing. So the fact that EJ said that, it makes me go $500 for the spread.
So I really like this. This is going to be fun, Ant. It's all paper money.
Paper money. It's fun.
And at the end of the year, whoever wins between Bandwagon Boy and Bandwagon 2, because we'll do this each week. The one guy's got to buy the new gin bottle.
Okay.
Just so you know, ads payout. So on ads, $500 wager on the minus 9.5 for the Dallas Cowboys, it would return $954.
Wow.
So you would win $454. But
Okay.
you gotta write that down as win.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then AJ, I'll let you.
$954. So that's a really good. That's how much you would return, including his 500.
Including the 500.
So I'm going, baby. Going.
And then AJ, I'll let you know you're going the under or the over.
Was it 955?
954.
954. I'm going over. I'm betting 100 and over 38.
Because Anth and I are
going bold.
Anth and I are related. As if you didn't know this, and
I am also. I am also related.
I feel like we have like similarities. So the first and
Sorry, actually on Bet365 it's 37 is the. But if you said the over on 38, you're gonna hit over on 37.
Okay. Yep.
And you said 100?
100. Yep.
Pays out 183.
Okay, this is fun. So only make 83.
And now that we're talking about gambling, we definitely should check out some of the rules about talking. So I don't know if we can show websites or anything like that.
We didn't.
No, I know. I'm just saying, like, just so that we're aware.
Canadian. It's not illegal, or there's no illegal
and
parts.
Guess what? We're already
guess what? We're
demonetized
Yeah, we're not monetized.
What I was gonna say. So the first and last time I ever bet was like maybe 15 years ago. Football. I went to do
American or
Canadian, Canada. It was sorry, American football. And I had my picks for the weekend, and I was like, I put $100 down. I was like, I am positive this is gonna win. And the payout was like something crazy. It was like $2,500 or so. It was something ridiculous with the way I was kind of going. And I was like, this is a for sure ticket. Lost every single one of my picks, and I lost $100. And I said, okay, well, I guess I'm never allowed betting on football again.
Hey, welcome to my Sundays, buddy. Crack them if you got them.
But now that it's Cowboys and it's going on here, I feel like
it's fun. You guys are going to see how much money you could have won or lost at the end of the season.
I do want to just.
Should I just throw down $500 on the game? Just to make it go crazy? Or what?
No. We got our paper bets going right now. Let's get through a couple weeks of our paper bets.
This
Adam's already thinking of throwing fucking.
Adam, we're gonna talk off camera.
Yeah. 1 week is my paper bet.
I got a website for you to go to. I got a number for you to call.
You got a number for you to call.
GAMBLER.
At 1-800 GAMBLER.
Okay, this is the bet predictions.
What I just wanted to say, because we can move on from this, we don't need to linger on it, but I do want to just I just want to know if anyone has any bets that they're doing, let us know what they are. It's fun. It's just fun to see. This is the year that I'm going to get more into understanding bets because we've added this section. I think it's fun.
It is fun.
Yeah. And here's some Cowboys betting info. I don't know how relevant is this.
Welcome to the CanFan what are they called? The Sharks with the loan sharks.
Hey, welcome to the CanFan Loan Sharks.
You always win if you bet on the Cowboys. Throw $1,000. Hey, I got 2 points on the Cowboys. I don't know why we sound like we're in.
We got 2 words for you.
Woo! I used to love saying that to my teachers in grade 8.
You see those memes about it was 2001 and I was walking down the hall and I see my friend and it's just like DX.
Yeah. It was either like Charlie horses or giving someone the suck it.
Yeah.
And guys, girls too. They all got the suck it. So Cowboys betting odds at home last season, Dallas was 8-1 overall and 6-3 against the spread. The Cowboys' record against the spread. You guys stop me whenever you have a.
This is interesting.
The Cowboys' record against the spread last season was 10-7-0. Okay. So
they came out on top.
They came out on top, but you still had to take some losses. At home last season, Dallas had 2 wins. ATS. What's that mean?
I fucking have no
ATS 2-2 as 9.5 favorites or greater. I have no idea.
As the spread.
So they went 2-2 when the spread was over 9.5.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So they're equivalating it. So kind of a 50-50 chance here.
Yep.
And you're right. That 9.5 spread in a game like this, it seems favorable because Rodgers is out of the game, out of the season, unfortunately. But it's still, that defense is scary enough that you just never know. I still think going over that spread would be a good idea. I don't know, guys. Cowboys ATS record as 9.5 point favorites or greater was 3-2. So that first one was at home and then just overall.
Okay, so they tipped the scale a little.
And in 5 of 9 games at home last year, Dallas hit the over. And so 50,
just
better
over
than
50%. Yeah.
And in 17 games last year, 9 went over the total.
So the over's the bet. The over's the bet.
That's what I did.
If you would have bet the over every single time last year, you would have came out on top. Not by a lot, but you still would have.
I'm pretty sure I'm just a points guy.
You're a points guy.
I think that's where I'm.
You see 38, it's like, well, we scored 40 last week.
Yeah.
We should easily get. I think the over is a good bet.
I'm coming out strong. I'm taking half of my rack and I'm fucking throwing it down on the spread, baby. Let's go.
Hey,
well, you're barely able to pay for an Uber ride with your win. I'm gonna be fucking eating king crab, baby.
Hey, Ad's gonna be eating king crab with Des Bryant.
That's
with his
fine.
fictional CanFan bucks.
If Adam wins, and I hope he does, due to the bet, but if he loses, I'll only have 900.
See, and that's
Adam's
the trick.
Gonna have 500.
That's the trick. So with my payroll, with my career, I'm not even going to get into it. We did the betting thing. This is a fun segment that we're going to follow these CanFan bucks and see what the bandwagon boys come out with.
With Jerry Jones on the dollar bills, the graphic that we make.
Yeah, totally. We should do. We'll figure that out. That's going to be fun. I do to wrap this segment up, and I do want to hear what your thoughts are because I think part of this is like. You educate me.
Well, I battled with myself this week about how I want to bet. I was like, do I want to go all in on the money line to have an almost guaranteed win? Right? Like it's almost in my brain. I think the Cowboys are going to win. I think
That's what we do.
I think they're the better team. They're going to win. Or I was like, do I bet $100?
Yeah.
Or $150 on the spread, which would have a bigger payout, but a bigger chance for me to lose that $150.
So you just say, I think Cowboys are going to win.
I'm like, they're going to win. I feel like it's I have a better chance of winning that $110 or whatever it is than risking whatever for a bigger payout. So that's what I'm going for. And that's what adds a wild card. He's fucking going $500. I wouldn't do $500. I would not do $500 with real money.
Jerry and I are wildcatters, you know?
Yeah, is that what it is? Wild hogging?
Shout out to Jerry Jones, yeah, because he be the owner.
Okay, what do we got next? Are we going into fantasy football or are we going into what do we have up next? Fantasy?
We're going to roll into fantasy now. That was fun. We haven't.
Fun.
Look, we haven't done. Just to reiterate on that, we have not done odds betting. Well, I don't know if we legally can. We're talking about it anyways because we are the most hated Dallas Cowboys podcast on YouTube.
No, your line that you wrote in
from
Instagram,
YouTube. YouTube hates us.
We're uncensored, unapologetic,
and intoxicated.
Intoxicated. Number one Dallas Cowboys. Grade 7 Network says, I see a lot of rushing.
I love that you call him Grade 7 Network.
I know he's going to be mad that I say that, but Grade 7 Network says, I see a lot of rushing instead of passing that leads to more under Jets. Won't risk Wilson passing too much, in my opinion. So that's a good take.
Wilson's going to get dummied.
Yeah. No, it's a good point to bring up because it's going to come down to is Brees or Bryce Hall? Brees Hall, is he going to be able to...
Just because I'm saying grade 7 doesn't mean you need to mess up Brees Hall's name.
You know how I am.
I'm just glad there's not a J in his name.
Because it's either
Jabrisi,
y'all or Jal.
Yeah.
Jal.
Look, at the end of the day, I am I don't know how to say the players' names correctly. Okay,
so that's okay. Hey, we're all learning. Odigizua, the best thing about Odigizua, someone messaged me on Instagram and was like, sounded it out for me, and after I read it one time, I was like, Odigizua. Oh, that makes sense.
Odigizua, no doubt. I got.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'll never
double O.
Double O.
Even better.
And I'll never mess up Wanye Thomas's name ever again. Put respect on number 30. That's what
John Wayne.
Yep. John Wayne.
John Wayne.
John Wayne Thomas.
Which I don't mind calling him John Wayne.
I don't mind calling him John Wayne either, man.
Sagama Beach.
So we're looking right now. This is from the Can Fantasy Football League, Week 1. The focus game, just because it was so close. Cowboys CanFan Anth, which is me. You can see my ugly mug in the picture. Versus the Dak hater, Barry Grant Jr. of the All Even Podcast.
Oh.
And I beat that little sucker by 0.16 points. That's how fantasy football is sometimes, isn't it, guys?
It is, and here's the funny thing, Anth, is you won your game, I believe, based on the Bills going to overtime.
Perfect.
Right?
I have no idea. I have too many fantasy football teams going on that after I set the rosters, I don't even really look at them till like Monday morning or Tuesday morning.
Oh, maybe it wasn't you then. Okay, well, I don't want to throw that on your play, but anyways, a very close game. We previewed this game leading up to Week 1 versus the Dak haters, Barry Grant Jr., who is the leader of the Grid Network, a network that we are part of, and probably one of our biggest love-hate rivalry friendships that we have, because it's always nice to beat Barry Grant Jr.
It felt good.
It does feel good.
When he posted that on his Instagram and I saw it, felt good driving to work on Tuesday morning seeing that.
But I think it was the perfect leadoff match.
Both dog shit scores, by the way.
Dog shit scores. Because each week we do a fantasy football. This is our second season that we do a fantasy football league, the Can Fantasy Football League. It actually is an open league if you want to go watch it on fantasynfl.com. But I know that most people hate that platform, so we apologize for using it. It's just what we're doing. But
hey, Sleeper, give us a sponsor, baby.
Yeah, no doubt.
No doubt.
We're gonna kind of do a focus on a game each week, and then we'll recap it, and we'll do some other fun stuff for fantasy. So in we go into the recap of this game. Actually, first, you know what I want to do? Let's look at your players really quick here, and I'm going to run down just Barry Grant Jr.'s offense, or the Dak haters here, players. It's not all offense. But we got Jay Hurts, D. Cook from the Giants, Jay Williams, running back from Denver, C. Ridley, wide receiver from Jacksonville, D. Samuel, wide receiver from San Francisco, Dalton Kincaid, rookie tight end out of Buffalo, G. Pickens, wide receiver from Pittsburgh, as his flex, and then his kicker and defensive team is Lutz from Denver, kicking. Good kicker, technically. And then the Steelers defense.
Let me get my fucking boys out here.
Get your
Cowboys
boys out
CanFan, Lamar Jackson didn't play that great. James Conner from, or is it James Conner or John Conner? John Conner from Arizona. Christian McCaffrey, the Unicorn. Brandon Cooks from the Dallas Cowboys. Christian Cook from the Jacksonville Jaguars. Likely from the tight end from Baltimore. Herbert, running back from Chicago. Our guy, Brandon Aubrey from Dallas, is our kicker. And then I had to go with those goddamn Commanders is my defense.
But they showed up to play.
The defense, yeah, the Commanders showed up nicely. I was just basically streamlining the team that was playing Arizona.
So the big,
fair enough. Fair enough.
I streamlined my defense last week. I was already streamlining. After the draft, I went and said, okay, who are the Cardinals playing? And they're playing the Commanders that week, and that's who I went with.
The biggest kicker is who on Barry Grant's Jr.'s bench did he not play that caused him the game?
Let's see.
Because I think he has the handcuff. I think he has. I thought he had Breece Hall. No, he does have Breece Hall.
He does have Breece Hall.
Wow.
If he plays Breece Hall,
Breece Hall in replace of Cook or Williams.
If he just plays them instead of
or Pickens.
Yeah, that's funny.
Go down. Who was the other one that he has? Oh, and Goff. Okay.
Goff.
And then I didn't play Garrett Wilson from New York. To be honest, I mean,
what
whatever.
would Garrett have given you if you replaced him?
Brandon Cooks or Kirk. Yeah, and actually the funny thing is, I was going to play him instead of Kirk, and now basically guaranteed.
You didn't play Wilson instead of you played Kirk over Wilson?
I felt crazy. Hey, did I win? Did I win?
Yeah.
If I lost, it would have been something. But yeah,
I bet you say that to all the boys.
Felt good to come out 1-0, boys.
EJ Savage, who's also a member of the Can Fantasy Football League, says bandwagon boys nabbed Puka Nakua. I see they remember me talking about him during the draft season and paying attention to his big game this Sunday.
Yeah, he looked good. How much fob did you spend though?
Well,
we're
gonna get into.
Are we
that,
okay?
Right?
Yeah, like right.
Okay.
Really quick, the next thing that we are going to be getting into for fantasy is the waivers. So let's look at the waiver wire. We can look at our league, but let's just talk.
Yeah, it doesn't even have to be league eccentric.
Doesn't have to be our league. Who do you think are the biggest waiver wire pickups? You can pick one or two.
Well, you guys named one. Puka is probably a big one, especially not knowing how it's going to shake up for Cooper Kupp. And obviously, Matthew Stafford's good enough to feed a guy a ball. Matthew Stafford's a good enough quarterback that if you're open, he's going to hit you.
Yep.
Puka had a very, very, very good week one. But barring him, I'd say the second guy was Gainwell. I did not think Gainwell from the Eagles was going to get as many touches as he did. He was pretty much played every rushing down instead of DeAndre Swift, barely rostered by anybody in any league. So Gainwell
and lots of people looked at him. I remember looking at Gainwell and being like,
you're like, what? So it depends. It depends if they're going to go DeAndre Swift's way with the Eagles or if they're going to stick with Gainwell. But Gainwell was definitely a good pickup in the waiver wire. It depends how much you're willing to spend on these guys either, or what you need.
My question to you: Did you drop Jefferson for Puka?
Drop Jefferson for Puka, yeah.
Okay. So this is where we didn't talk as co-chairs of the Bandwagon Boys Can Fantasy Football team.
Shout out to Jerry Jones, yeah, cause he be the owner.
So absolutely,
I mean,
you do.
I'm playing Jerry.
I know. Yeah, I know.
Actually, it's a side story. So in that War Room documentary on Deep Blue.
Yep.
And they're drafting, and it's Stephen Jones, Jerry Jones, and then Stephen Jones's kid that's there. So Stephen Jones's kid's there, kind of like listening to them. So a guy that I work with, Rob Morvan, diehard Cowboys fan, we were talking about it at work today. He's like, Stephen Jones' kid looks so much like AJ to me. That's like, oh, this is good. This is going to work into when we do our skit of a young Jerry Jones.
Also, when we finally make it to a place where we see him and we
tell people that you're related to them.
We're backstage with media passes and we see him walk by and we look at each other and we're like, and we knock him out and then dress me up in his clothes to go in instead.
Bat son.
Yeah.
Bat son.
Bat son.
Look, who I'm thinking of, obviously, we picked him up already.
Yeah, Puka. Well, this is why I asked.
I do have another one, but
because we had Van Jefferson, and we picked Van Jefferson up because we had Cooper Kupp. So we're going down now. Right now,
we're going down the fucking.
So what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen is Puka is gonna get targeted, and then Jefferson's gonna step it up this weekend. So. In the one league, Jefferson will do points for me because I still kept him and I didn't go after Puka. But in the Bandwagon Boys, we're going to hit 2 deuces, and then Alex is going to be pissed off at our Cooper Kupp choice to begin with, and we're going to get removed any fucking...
Was it Ad's decision to go Kupp?
Yes, it was.
Look, I trusted Batson, and I still believe in his position. I think we went a little too high on him.
It's fine though because and what I said to him is,
Batson, you talk to me in your damn voice, or you don't talk at all.
Daddy, I'm telling you, Cooper Kupp is going to help us on the back half of that season.
And that could be true. I do like that.
So Cooper Kupp's on our IR, Daddy.
Here's my reasoning.
Trying to pick up his scraps.
Here's my reasoning for. Is it Pikachu? It's Pikachu. It's Pikachu, right?
You guys are saying Pika. You guys were saying it right. The
It's
first
Pikachu.
I said.
I'm gonna say Pikachu, and everyone knows.
Puka Nakua.
Puka Shell.
Puka Makua. That's
Puka Nakua.
Puka Makua.
Puka Makua. That guy. Here's the thing.
That
Van Jefferson
teammate.
That teammate.
That's your guy.
That's my boy. He's on the squad. But Van Jefferson has had a couple years to perform, and I'm always looking for that fresh new set of legs. Who's the next JJ? Okay,
Yeah,
who's the next CD?
I
That's who
appreciate
we're
it.
that's who we're trying to score. Now, obviously, he's wasn't drafted as high as either of those two guys, but it's time for us to move on from Van Shitterson.
You made the choice.
I made the choice.
You made the choice without consulting with me, which I respect. And B, we're already here, so.
Well, I want to hear AJ's second guy because you said so. Because we talked Puka already. Who was your second guy? Because I said Puka or Ad said Puka. Gainwell. Who's your third?
Gainwell, my third guy is Gus Edwards.
Okay, Gus Bus.
Now here's the thing.
Dakman was saying Gus Edwards in the chat.
Obviously, I have a problem with picking up
The
a
name
running.
Gus?
No, I love the name.
Gus
Edwards is fucking.
That's a good name.
That's a solid name.
That's a
It's a
name
strong
that I
name.
like.
That's a unique first name with a first name for your last name.
If I'm creating a player in Madden,
It's
Gus Edwards is on my list.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
That's
true. Yeah,
Gus
you're right.
Bus. Gus Bus is a great fucking
Gus Bus.
moniker too.
I liked this guy last year. I thought he played really well. He also does have some injury concern too. And then there is just the concern of the Baltimore Ravens utilizing a running back efficiently. However, Dobbins was just get Dobbins out of there. I'm glad it
He's
happened
off.
in week one.
That's his last game as a Raven.
Look, the guy is good. He just cannot stay healthy. Okay,
You hate to see it. Guy has all the talent in the world, but
It's literally like
I root for Dobbins. I do root for Dobbins. I
his
like
next
him.
the amount of work it takes to get to where he is, and then to be clouded with injuries.
Achilles injury. It looked exactly like the Aaron Rodgers one. It did.
Oh
Yeah.
Hey,
and anyway, so I think
Grade 7 Network. His actual name is Gus, so I'm going to call him Gus Network now.
Okay. So R must be the
What's his initials?
R must be the last name. Maybe he's Gus Redward.
GR and I talk on Instagram all the time.
Yep.
But yeah, that's my point of view for the waiver wire. Also, if he's still available, Hurst, tight end from the LA Rams.
Yep.
Probably is going to be picked up by this week, but that's someone else if you're looking for someone to add to your bench. Here's the problem with the LA Rams is it's a week one. I still think after week
You're not
one
sold on him.
for any team, for any player right now. Week one is
any
like
fringe player.
any fringe player, yeah. Like you see Tyreek Hill go off.
When Christian
Expect
Watson
that.
went off in like week 7 or 8 or whatever the heck it was last season, and then I picked him up, and then he helped dominate those.
That's better.
You've had a couple chances, so yeah,
No, but-
exactly. I agree.
Yes, but picking up
That's why we're co-owners, right, Dada?
that's why we're co-owners. But picking the reason I went with Pico Shell, Pico Nuts,
Puka Nakua.
yeah, Puka Nakua, is because
That's why I'm talent
because
relations.
Cup is injured. So they have 10x receptions that need to go to someone.
Yep.
I think they're going to keep going to him. He performed well.
Dakman saying Justice Hill younger and had more shots in the red zone than Gus. So both had 8 attempts though. So he was saying that another good pickup could possibly be Justice Hill, and
Yeah.
we're going to see between Gus
debatable.
Edwards
We'll
and
see.
Justice Hill.
Now suck my cock.
Gus Network says GR is my initial, 7 is my number. So GR7 Network is it. Ant's walking, as you can see,
He's
here's
done.
Ant's
Ant's
making
done.
the walk of shame. He's out, and see you later, Ant.
That's fine. Okay, so GR7, we're just gonna call you Gus Diggs.
So Eastside
Gus Diggs.
hang on a sec. Gus Diggs. Eastside Herald comes in here, Thanks for showing up, Eastside Herald. Helps out Algo.
Love Eastside Herald.
He goes, go Astros, Texan, and Rockets. And then he goes, beating Daniel Jones and Zach Wilson is not impressive. But yet he's cheering for the Texans.
No, look.
You got Dalton Schultz. You got some scraps from the Cowboys.
First of all, Eastside Herald, we want you to keep showing up. We love that you come in here because what you do is you help spawn a conversation, and I like this. So beating Daniel Jones, I think we're looking at a quarterback here who is in the top 15 quarterbacks. And the only reason I say that is because he's the one who a team invested a multi-year, multi-million-dollar contract into. If you don't get that kind of contract, I don't think that the teams think that you are
but wait a
of
second.
the caliber.
Wasn't everybody saying that Daniel Jones is better than Dak Prescott, though?
I mean,
that's the consensus going into it.
Was that the consensus going into week one?
Well, a lot of people's freaking consensus.
It was look, people are going to rib on Dak for his interceptions last year, but just looking at just our opponents in both Daniel Jones and Zach Wilson, yeah, obviously Zach Wilson is a major step down from Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
But Daniel Jones has been the starting quarterback for the New York Giants for 3 seasons at least.
3 seasons. I think it's 3 seasons.
I think it's or probably longer, but like definitely has been the starter for 3 years, right? You know, like maybe he's been on the team for longer. So I don't think that Daniel Jones, like beating Daniel Jones for sure, he's definitely not a I don't know, quarterback that you're worried about, but he's still a fucking starting quarterback in the NFL, and in my opinion, he's one of the quarterbacks who deserves to be a starting quarterback in the NFL. So I can't agree that beating him is not impressive, although certainly fucking Zach Wilson is not going to be impressive. Absolutely.
No. Well, I mean, we talked about going into it. We feel like the Cowboys defense is going to put so much pressure on Daniel Jones, and he's going to not be able to do what everybody says Daniel Jones can do. And I think now that we have Zach Wilson, regardless if he has had an off season with Aaron Rodgers, he's still coming into his second year, and he didn't have a good first year. He's not a bounce back like Trey Lawrence was, at least not yet. And I think that the Cowboys defense is just going to be way too much pressure. We're gonna make some. We're gonna show some mistakes from him.
All right.
So Sammy says, "What up, y'all? What up, so Sammy?" Okay, so we're gonna break down the next one, the Dak hater. So Barry Jones gets featured twice.
Well, here's the reason. I just think it's complimentary. We didn't really we picked week one's game based on just the fact that we had a
Anth versus Barry.
Anth versus Barry. We love to pick on Barry in fantasy, and it just so happens that the following week, unplanned, so it was like very ceremonial, a good first week pick. But in week 2, we have the bandwagon boys right here. Watch out versus the Dak haters. Barry Grant Jr.
Both 0-1.
Both 0-1.
Battle of the bottom of the barrels.
Bottom of the barrels, but it's early. And
That's what we do.
Right now, the Dak haters are up on us by 6 points or so. So I'm just going to scroll down. I'll read off the list. Just pause me. I'm going to go position by position, just reading teams. Pause me if you have a comment here, okay, gents? So the bandwagon boys have Fields. Dak haters have Hurts, which makes me sick to my stomach.
Yep.
Okay? I will promise you this. The bandwagon boys will never draft an Eagle on their squad. Maybe if they leave the Eagles.
We won't do it.
Which we did with Sanders.
We won't do it.
Running backs here, we got Jacobs and Sanders on the bandwagon boys versus Jay Williams from the Denver Broncos and B. Hall from the New York Giants. So it looks like Barry is deciding to start.
Hey,
Hall.
I gotta try Brees Hall, and guess what's gonna happen? Dalvin Cook is probably gonna be the one who's gonna get the points. That's what's gonna happen there for Barry Grant Jr.
Wide receivers here, we got Godwin in Tampa Bay and Chase, who had a dog shit game, but the whole Cincinnati offense
Well,
did.
the best thing about this is that freaking the most expensive quarterback in the league, Joe Burrows, is going to come in trying to prove something. So I feel like our boy Jamar Chase is going to see some buckets this Do they call them buckets? He's going to see a lot of tutties.
What was that
No
stat?
one calls it a bucket.
What was that
Hey,
stat?
He's going to see some tutties. Oh, I didn't know you were back. I didn't know
I'm
you were
back.
back.
Hey, I'm back. I made it.
You put a stat on actually about Burrow if he made 40 completions.
Yeah, if he averages, if not even completions, if he averages 40 passes a game, he makes $80,000 per pass.
It's fucking crazy.
Dakman says, "Oh my God, unlucky week, bandwagon boys. That team is stacked." And I don't know. And he's saying Barry Grant Jr.'s team stacked compared to the bandwagon boys.
Oh, okay, well here we'll keep going.
I think it's very fair from the outsider here, but let's keep going.
Yeah, and for wide receivers on the Dak haters, we got Ridley from Jacksonville and Samuel from San Francisco, who had a great game. San Fran.
His receivers are edging us here.
Then we got Kittle for tight ends on the bandwagon boys, and Kelsey, who's questionable, did not suit up last week. Tight end for the Dak haters. In the flex position, we got Pacheco, Kansas City, who could be good, could be bad. We'll see.
Now, this is, again, the thing that we'll talk about as we get closer to game day. If we're going to pick up someone like Puka Nakua, let's fucking put a flyer on him and have him as that flex position.
You want to throw him in?
I think so.
Hey.
I know, it's risky. You pick him up, you hope he's going to do.
I'd rather put him in over Godwin and keep Pacheco in, honestly.
Oh, really? You think so? Yep. I mean, I was not a fan of picking up Godwin, and but again, I'm happy if we.
So let's round it out.
You know what?
George Pickens for wide receiver. So your guys' flex here, you got Pacheco with Pickens, and then Joseph, the kicker, versus Lutz, and the Saints defense versus the Steelers defense.
I mean, it's an even game down to the wire, but there is an edge here for the Dak haters. 6-point lead ahead of us. You know what? You can't really take... NFL.com does really, really bad estimates, I have to say. They're not very good. And, Adam, I just want to bring back to you with Pikachu. We pick him up so that if he does perform for a second week, then we got him.
I know.
You know?
I know.
Can you scroll down? Can you scroll down to your guys' bench real
Sorry.
quick?
EJ Savage says Rams play the Niners this week. Yeah, let's keep Puka on the bench.
Yeah.
And then
they played the Niners.
Dakman says Godwin, Chase, and Jacobs will bounce back. Trust. So
I want to ask you guys. I want you guys to pick who you think your best performer is going to be minus quarterback.
Sure.
And who you think Barry Grant Jr. at the Dak haters is going to be his best performer. Who do you think is going to be your top dog? Who's going to be his top dog?
Chase. Chase is going to be our top dog.
I agree.
All right. Unanimous for the bandwagon boys, for their teammate, the Jamar Chase boys. And then over on Barry's,
there's a bounce back week. Sorry for Chase.
Yep.
Bounce back week for the Bengals. We're gonna see some good stuff. For Barry,
Travis Kelce is going to be his best player this week.
Playing,
if he plays,
Kelsey's playing,
they're going to feed it early and often.
Yeah, because look, I think if you watch that KC game, they struggled on offense. They do not have wide receivers who are able to. I mean, I really hope that New York Giants player
Kadarius Toney.
Yeah, I hope Toney was going to be something, but that guy cannot hang on to a football.
He had a tough game. I will say this about your guys' matchup. It's a win-win for the Cowboys CanFan Anth because one of your guys' team's going to start out 0-2.
Hey,
boost, baby.
That's fair. All right. You know what? Fantasy football is a lot of fun, but you know what's even more fun? Our own internal fantasy where we do bold predictions.
So we're going to drop our...
baby,
we're going to
bold them up, baby, bold them up, baby, bold up. So that was trying to give us some sort of like theme song.
Bold them up, baby.
Ant's not impressed.
No, I was the trick about doing a theme song is you don't tell people that was what you were doing. You just let it roll. And then I go, our bold predictions for the AT&T Stadium game, Dallas Cowboys versus the New York Football Jets. Jets, Jets.
Okay, so if you are
sorry, I was just making a fart soundbite because I wanted to sound like a fart.
Ooh. If you are a first-time listener, first of all, thank you so much. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Otherwise, you know the deal. What we do here is we do a score prediction, and then we do a bold prediction. Now, the bold prediction can't be something that it's got to be bold.
Yep.
I'm not going to explain the word bold. You're going to find out what that means here. But if you have a score prediction or bold prediction, please add them to the chat right now. And you can also do that before our live stream during the game.
And when, if you hit, when you hit, you get what Anth is wearing on his chest. Not that, maybe it'll be the exact shirt, but you get
the exact shirt.
You get a nice Cowboys CanFan shirt for being the winning.
So who's going to lead out here? Who's leading out? Are we doing boldies? We doing boldies? Who wants to go?
We always start with score. And then we
score.
move to
Let's
bold.
do it. Who's leading out? Who's leading out?
You're leading out.
I got to think for a second.
Okay, I'm going to lead out score prediction. Again, I'm going with my heart here. I'm going with my heart. My heart says, was my brain or my heart right last time? I can't remember. I'm going.
Your heart won last time. Your brain did not.
I'm going. I think Dak Prescott has a better game. I think the offense gets rolling. I think the defense stays true. 31-10, Dallas Cowboys.
Is that head or brain? Or heart or brain? Sorry.
Brain.
That's brain. What's your heart say? I like that.
You're going to have to wait for my bold.
Okay.
You have to wait for my bold prediction.
31-10, Ant says, pretty good call. Add to you, or do you want me to go?
I got mine.
Okay, go for it.
And I'm not copying Anth.
30-10.
31-21 for the Cowboys.
Okay. You think the Jets, and you know what, that 21 could be the Jets defense scoring some points, the Jets special teams. You never know.
Guess what? And it goes right into play with my spread.
Okay.
No, that's good. Look, that's what you want to do.
And that's I would have loved if you picked against. I like that it goes with your. It had to.
I think Adam's score actually is a really reasonable, probable score.
It is, yeah.
Very reasonable.
But that's not what you're picking, is it?
No.
Dakman's picking the same as you, Anth. 31 Cowboys, Jets 10.
Let's go, baby. Dakman's a smart man.
Two of you are picking 31-10. So what do you got, AJ?
I'm also going to pick within your spread. Okay.
Ooh, I like it. Spread those.
Well, actually, all of us are leaning towards that spread then.
I'm going 27-17 Cowboys.
Hey,
27-17?
Yeah. I'm calling a couple touchdowns on offense, a defensive tutty or special teams tutty. We just saw too many of them week one. I got to say that let's keep that trend rolling. But I think Aubrey comes in, makes a kick, and I think the Jets are able to put a couple on the board. I think Breece Hall Breece Hall. He might make could break off for a big run that causes a touchdown. Then
Garrett Wilson's very formidable wide receiver, and your score prediction plays into your bet of hitting the over.
Exactly. And I wasn't planning that, but I'm glad it did.
Gus R7 Network says 23-13 Jets.
Okay, that's the ads point spreads is working its magic here.
So Sammy is saying, I say Dallas go for another 40 in a different form. I'm not saying Jets having 0 though. Okay. So he's thinking the Cowboys are going to hit 40. OG since day one, Ron Smith says Cowboys 36, Jets 6. Guess what? Falls right into my spread.
The spread, you spread it like butter.
Spread it like peanut butter. And EJ Savage Boys in the Zone is saying, I'm going bold, 33-6 Cowboys.
Damn, and if EJ is saying that, you got to feel good about it.
The spread's legit. So we're going to do
It's spicy.
We're going to go a little reverse action here on our bold predictions. We're going to start with AJ, BWB2. Then we're going to go to BWB1 ad, and then I'll finish off.
Yeah, and I will say this. So Caleb Espinosa, he says, say it with me, Caleb. And I don't know why he's saying that. I don't know if I mispronounced Caleb, but Caleb Espinosa.
I think you were saying Caleb.
Caleb Espinosa, what's your score prediction?
C-Lab.
So Sammy says 42-14 for his score prediction. Caleb Espinosa says 38-19.
I want to know how you were saying it.
38-10, he says. 38-10.
Oh, sorry. 38-10 is what Caleb.
Welcome to the CanFan podcast. We don't pronounce shit right, and we love it. That's kind of our badge of honor.
I probably was saying Caleb. But
Ron, Don, the John.
Ron,
And guess what? You can correct us,
and we love it.
But guess what? Once we've locked into a name,
it's it.
That's what it is.
That's what we do.
That's what it is. Okay, so AJ.
John Goldberg says 27 Dallas, 10 Jets. So a lot of.
Okay, good. We
guess
love
what, boys? A lot of 9.
We love the score predictions. Keep them coming. AJ, bold prediction. Let's hear what you got.
So I'm going to throw this at you guys because I want to make sure that it passes the bold prediction threshold.
Dak Prescott throws a touchdown.
Yeah, and look, look, we created it so we can decide. I'm going to say a rookie scores their first touchdown, and if I have to be more specific,
I need specific.
Okay, then it's going to be Scooney or Vaughn score a touchdown in week 2.
Okay.
Is that bold enough?
I would rather you pick one of them. I'd rather you pick one of them. The good thing is if
Vaughn.
Okay, Deuce Vaughn scores his first touchdown. I like that. I think that's bold.
What I don't like is that Tony Goat Romo comes in here, Kyle's very positive. Kyle's realistic. He goes, Jets upsetting the Cowboys.
TGR. He's been hacked.
And he goes, Zach Wilson is going to go full Colt McCoy.
No.
Yeah,
I don't even know if going full Colt McCoy is a good thing.
Yeah, TGR.
You never go full Colt McCoy.
TGR, come on, bro.
Okay, that's a bold prediction. That's TGR's ad. Bold prediction. Let's go.
That is.
My bold prediction. Last week it was what? Hunter Lipke was getting 2. Frickin'. Dak's going to get a rushing touchdown, and Dak's going to throw for... No, I'm going to go... Dak's going to get... Fuck, I have to keep it within my score prediction. I was going to say 2...
Not really, because it's a bold prediction.
Bold, baby. This can be completely...
It can be completely opposite.
We're trying to push.
You're not trying. You're not parlaying your bold prediction with your score prediction.
We've already parlayed. We've already parlayed our score with
We sound like seasoned gamblers here.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
We're using words like parlay and wash and payout.
Okay. My bold is that Dak is going to get...
Speak from the heart.
Yeah.
Speak from the heart. We want to hear from the heart and
do
the
it,
brain.
Peter.
Okay.
Do it, Peter.
Dak's going to get 1 rushing touchdown.
Why do I feel like you're looking up stats? You keep looking down. I'm like, is he reading up something?
No, I'm trying to look. I'm trying to keep alive here.
He's looking at boldprediction.com.
He's looking at his he's looking at his score prediction plus he's thinking of his point spread. Ad's trying to put them all together.
So I want to have that grand slam.
You want the trifecta.
I want the grand slam. So Dak's going to get a rushing touchdown, and he's going to get 3 passing touchdowns, obviously because he has a pass. But one of those passing touchdowns is going to go to a running back. So 2 receivers are going to get the throwing, and then 1 running back.
Again,
so 4
Adam,
throwing touchdowns.
I'm going to accept just the 1 rushing, 3 passing touchdowns.
Yeah, I don't think you need to say who.
But it doesn't look.
If you get,
we caveat it.
If you write it down, but I'm still going to give you the bold prediction if he rushes for 1 and scores.
Yeah, you still get it on that,
3.
but that's the extra sauce.
Okay, my bold prediction, and I'm not going to fuck up like last week and leave us my score prediction with my bold prediction. The Dallas Cowboys are going back-to-back shutout victories.
Ooh, I like that
in the
one.
first time in who knows how long to start a season. The Jets will not score. Zach Wilson will not beat the Cowboys. Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall, Dalvin Cook, y'all can get back on that bus and head to New York because the Cowboys are starting their Super Bowl season, baby. Shutout victory.
Yeah, I said it. Yeah, I said it. Write it down, take a picture, send it to him. You heard me?
That's my bold prediction.
I love it, and I think those are really good bold predictions. Any last words, gents?
Is it Sunday yet?
Is it Sunday yet?
I know, I'm jacked.
Okay.
I'm jacked to the fucking tits.
Jacked to the tits!
For a mid-Sunday game.
125, best time.
Out of here at PST.
I just want to give some love to the chat because they've been very active tonight.
Love the chat. Thank you guys so
Thanks
much
for swinging by,
showing
guys.
up.
Appreciate it.
Tony Garomo, but I also want to give you some bookmarks there. Tony Garomo was saying Colt McCoy upset the Cowboys on Monday Night Football back in 2012.
You still never want to go full Colt McCoy.
Gus, R7 Network, his bold prediction is Michael Gallup touchdown. So Sammy says 42-14, Dak throws 3 TDs, defense gets at least a pick 6.
Now that's a bold prediction.
That's a good bold prediction.
It's a gooder.
And then EJ Savage, his bold prediction, the safety trifecta, Hooker with an interception, Curse with a forced fumble, and Wilson with a sack.
I like that.
I like a safety trifecta.
And we're saying Donald Dubbs back in his day. I like that.
Let me see that again. So we got an interception, forced fumble, and sack. I mean, I love the name calling. Even just calling a safety trifecta.
Safety trifecta. Yeah, I like that. That's a good
interception, forced fumble, and sack. But I love the name calling too.
I love the name calling, but like a safety trifecta is a good bold prediction for us to say.
Very doable with this crew.
Yes,
Dakman says Micah Parsons gets 4 sacks.
That's bold.
Wow, nice and bold.
It's doable.
But honestly,
against this Jets offensive line, it's not out there. It's bold because he's never done it, but it's definitely attainable.
Yeah, and then OG Rondon since day one says Micah definitely could say so. So, anyways, that's it for us boys.
All right,
and
we
girls
will
out there.
be back. We will be back Sunday at what time are we going? 12:25.
We're gonna go at least
an hour before kickoff. Hour before kickoff. Whatever area code you're in, whatever standard time you're in, we will be live an hour before kickoff for week 2. The Dallas Cowboys taking on the New York Aaron Rodgers Less Jets.
Aaron Rodgers
It's my team now. I'm Wilson.
And I'm excited for the bandwagon boys. You know they're excited.
Hey-o.
Anth Best, you know I'm excited. We will be back on Sunday. Peace out. I'm getting far away.
Now take off your pants.
Let's see what you got.